At CollectCo for tonight's Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. We are here and we're about to get started, so welcome. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. Be sure to let us know. Tanner, I'm assuming we changed the date and everything. Okay. Tanner's rusty. Yeah, it says live record sale. Let me see if I can go ahead and edit it. I'll edit it on Facebook right quick. I guess YouTube we're just screwed, huh? Okay, well that's not good. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, it is the wrong date. Maybe I can go in and comment or something. Let's see here. Edit post. I got it changed on Facebook. Monday. I got it changed on Facebook. Let me see if I can go comment or do something on YouTube. Pin it or maybe. Let me go ahead and get it shared in our groups though. Share in group. We have a whole lot of records. Share it in a couple other groups. And new week. So here we go. Mr. Jersey Mike's, that's me. Yeah, I had to. Well, and I've been here for 10 minutes, but I've been going through stuff that was priced and doing all that, so let me tag everybody. Everybody's wearing me out over my comment about Jersey Mike's. It's deja vu all over again. We're here every night, 6 nights a week. We've been having people say they've been seeing all the new stuff, and we've had so many new followers, and they said, people's been messaging me like, how often do you have live sales? Or when is some of this going to be for sale? And I'm like, 6 nights a week. 6 nights a week. Jersey Mike sub, I do turkey and provolone. I eat that every day, pretty much. I think I've ate it 9, 10 days in a row, probably. And I get enough to eat afterwards. It's kind of been lunch and supper for me, so I've ate a lot of Jersey Mike's lately. All right. Okay. Let me make sure we're live now. I got to get over on YouTube and let everybody know that the date's wrong. If you're watching on YouTube, the date's wrong. I hadn't seen too many YouTube comments. Probably people still looking for it. And I'm going to... Yeah, they should get a notification, but if... let me see if I can go in on my admin side and change the date. It's weird the way we do this. All right, I'm done there. Let me go over to YouTube and see if I can do some administration. So there we are. Play. Yeah, when I get on here, it's like your videos. Saturday. Yeah, I can't even really. Just logged on YouTube. Okay. So Michael's on there. Can I edit it here? Chat filter. Yeah, I'm not like on the admin side, I don't think. No, I'm just viewing like y'all would. Chat publicly is CollectCo. Well, evidently not. Report, save. I don't want to report us. No, I don't think there was. Let's see here. This is Monday's 09/11/23 sale. The date is wrong. Let me see if I can pin that or something. Pin message. Aha. I have. This is Monday's 9/11/23 sale. The date is wrong. Okay, I think that worked. So if you're watching on YouTube, it should have pinned. Let me get this shared, copy link, and get this posted on our story. So we're almost done. Live now. Okay, story. The link is in our story. Everybody's saying Aaron Rodgers is already hurt. I hadn't watched one down of pro football yet. And of course, I'm signed out on our restream. Well, it is a new week. I'm basically having to restart everything. The dates, the passwords, the usernames. I'm almost done. Well, I thought I was almost done. Let's see here. The one Jake was using is underneath the counter. I can't log into Restream. It's like we're logged out, but it won't. I'm clicking the login button, but nothing's happening. Oh my gosh. Alright, let me kill all my apps. Or I'm going to have to try my other phone. Okay, we are live. Sorry if everybody wants to go ahead and start the feed. We've had one technical difficulty after another. But our account where basically I log in to view our comments, it's like won't go past the login page. We're good now. Whew. Man, that was a lot of technical headaches. All right, so it's Monday. We are live for Monday night sale. I'm going to go ahead and go right into showing you new vinyl. So no more talking. I hope everybody's on and ready to buy. I'll get some auction started. I'll get some auction started right now. I'll at least get one. I've got new stuff that I've pulled from stuff John got ready for us today to auction. And I've also got new Japanese stuff Seth has got ready. He went ahead and pulled some Japanese stuff because I didn't know how much auction items we would actually have. I do have the stuff that was featured on the Facebook page, which I'm going to go pull right now because I actually may have Seth look those up because I hadn't got to look any of those up yet. So first, we have the Bangles Manic Monday. This is a 12-inch single. It's actually a 4-track EP. This is a 1985 UK single from the Bangles. Never seen this before. The vinyl is EX Plus, Near Mint Minus. Let me actually take a look at it. It's closer to Near Mint Minus. Very nice. That's an 85 UK single from the Bangles. Manic Monday in a different light. I'm going down to Liverpool and Dover Beach. That's a $15 start. $15 start on that. So let me actually get you these 4 bootlegs because I pulled them for pictures and I hadn't got to look up what concert they are or anything. So actually, let me get these for Seth, and he's going to do some investigative research. These boots, I usually only sell them whenever we know what date they are. I like to know the exact date of the show, and let me find those and figure out what I've done with them. Let's see, I think I put them right over, I don't know. Let me figure out what I've done with them first. I took pictures of them and then I laid them somewhere, so let me figure out what I've done with those. We'll revisit that in just a second. Let's see, they're not right there, or are they? Nope, not right there. Could they be in that crate? Could they be in this crate? Not real for sure. Probably everybody would really like to buy a record right now, which I do have one up for auction. We got a Bangles 12-inch single up for auction at the moment. Just trying to figure out what I've done with the rest of these that I photographed. And right now, no luck. So, I don't know. We'll find them later. I'll find them later. Okay. Let's go through this right here and see what we have. This is Skid Row, Subhuman Race. We're going to go through this bin of new vinyl that's here on the table first. Skid Row, Subhuman Race. That's on blue and black vinyl, 2LP remaster. That was that new release that came out last week. That is $44.99. $44.99. Skid Row, Subhuman Race. Fish Joy. Fish is on colored vinyl, 2LP. Growing Brighter, swirled colored vinyl. Fish is $34.99. Fish Joy. Still have a copy of that available. Eric Clapton Unplugged, remastered, 2LP, $44.99. The best-selling live album of all time. Eric Clapton Unplugged, $44.99. We also have Sabotage, Fight for the Rock. Sabotage is $36.99. And Evenings at the Village Gate, John Coltrane with Eric Dolphy. John Coltrane is in mono. That's a fairly new release too, $49.99. And Velvet Underground and Nico. Velvet Underground and Nico, that is $36.99. Abbey Road Half-Speed Master, $36.99. Depeche Mode, Music for the Masses. Depeche Mode is $33.99, new and sealed. I believe that's the last copy we have of that available. And Pussifer, Money Shot. Pussifer Money Shot is $39.99. The Essential Stevie Ray Vaughan. The Essential Stevie Ray Vaughan is $36.99. And White Line, Fight to Survive. That's on Splatter Vinyl. That's actually the last copy of that we have available. White Lion, which I think is their first release. $33.99. Do we have a bid on the Bangles? I believe we do. We have the Bangles, Manic Monday. That is a $15 bid with Mark Querum. $15 bid with Mark Querum. That's going once, going twice. That is a 4-track EP from the United Kingdom. It's in near mint minus condition. Near mint minus condition. Alanis Morissette, $31.99 for Jagged Little Pill. Alanis Morissette, we have 2 copies of that available. The Cure, Happy the Man. The Cure is $39.99. Happy the Man. Tori Amos, Under the Pink, $39.99 for Tori Amos. And by the way, The Cure is a 2LP unofficial live from 1984. Peter Gabriel, his 4th solo album, Half-Speed Master, $31.99. Mike Mears at $16 on the Bangles. We have Korn. That's their self-titled debut album. It's a 2LP from Music on Vinyl, $56.99. Extreme Porno Graffiti, $39.99 for Extreme Porno Graffiti. We have a couple of those in stock, and we also have Cinderella Long Code Winner, $38.99. Mark Querum is in on the Bangles for $20. As soon as we're done with this first crate of new vinyl, I'll put up our second auction of the night. So if you're just hopping on, you basically haven't missed anything. Lifehouse, self-titled, first time on vinyl. Lifehouse is $38.99. We also have Cinderella Night Songs, and we have Long Code Winter. Cinderella is $38.99. Ned's Atomic Dustbin, God Fodder, that is $39.99. 1 Limp Biscuit left for $44.99, and 1 No Doubt left for $33.99. So that was our first crate of new vinyl that was just sitting very nice and pretty here on the table. Mike Meir, you're out on the Bangles. Mark Querum has that 4-track EP for $20. Let me go ahead and grab another new auction for tonight. Here's something I've never seen before. We've got a lot of unique stuff in a lot of these collections. A lot of unique stuff in a lot of these collections. And here's an ABBA record that I had never seen before. It's called I Love ABBA. And at first, I thought it was like a heart-shaped picture disc. It's actually a black vinyl. And I believe it's a compilation. It is in shrink wrap. And this is called I Love ABBA, but it's one I'd never seen before. Shrink wrap and hop sticker, $25 start. A lot of ABBA records. I don't think I've ever recalled auctioning or showing that one before. That is a $25 start on ABBA. So, No Doubt, Limp Bizkit, Ned's Atomic Dustbin, Cinderella, Lifehouse, Cinderella, Extreme, Korn, Peter Gabriel, Tori Amos, The Cure, Alanis Morissette, White Line, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Pussifer, Depeche Mode, Velvet Underground, John Coltrane, Sabotage, Eric Clapton, Fish, and Skid Row. That was a crate of new vinyl, I think mostly from last week, just so you know. And the first thing we're going to go through tonight is our newest check condition, new vintage arrivals, which I think y'all are really going to enjoy our new check condition, new arrivals, because I went through it and I was like, holy moly, this is a lot of really good stuff. When I say holy moly, that means it's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Mark Querum's at $25 on the Bangles. If anybody wants in on ABBA for $25, let me know. And that was our warm-up auctions. I've got fantastic stuff that y'all have no idea about coming up. We have Styx, The Grand Illusion, EX condition, $17.99. Styx, The Grand Illusion, EX $17.99, and it has the poster. The poster is with this one. EX condition, $17.99 for Styx, The Grand Illusion. Willie Nelson and Ray Price, San Antonio Rose. Willie Nelson is also an EX condition, $12.99. For anybody watching new for the first time tonight, if I say If I say check condition stuff, that means these are not EX plus to intermittent minus, but they're all individually graded. And if I say EX or VG plus, it's still going to be a very solid record. And actually, I've had a lot of people very happy even with our VG stuff. Mike Mears out on the Bengals, so final call on that for $25. We have Mark Querum on the sticks. And Jerry, I don't have any new vinyl tonight. No new stuff, just some stuff I got to go back through. Santana, Abraxas. This is VG plus. Very solid copy for $39.99, and it has the poster. We auctioned off like a near mint one the other night. This one has the poster, $39.99 for Santana. Yes, we're live on YouTube. It just doesn't have the right date. It just doesn't have the right date on there. Santana Abraxas. The Rolling Stones Hot Rocks. This is a VG copy for $19.99. The Rolling Stones Hot Rocks. That's a VG copy, $19.99. 2LP, Blue London stereo label. Fantastic Rolling Stones compilation. All right, let's go ahead and sell the Bengals to Mark Querum for $25. And if anybody wants the ABBA, I Love ABBA shrink wrap and hype sticker, $25 buy it now on that if anybody wants it. Very interesting ABBA record there. I don't think I recall ever having before. $25 buy it now on that. Roslington Collins Band, This Is the Way, $24.99. Roslington Collins Band. Tanner, All Them Die, Get Santana. That is $39.99 for Santana Abraxas. That's sold to All Them Die. AC/DC, for those about the rock, that's a VG copy for $14.99. And Changes to David Bowie, that's a VG copy for $14.99. That's one we don't get too often. Changes to, just $14.99 on that. Ryan Bannon says he'll take AC/DC. We are 30 minutes east of Nashville if you drive fast. We are 30 minutes east of Nashville if you drive fast. There's a lot of people who make trips into Nashville that come into Nashville and then come out and visit us because we're not too far whatsoever. All right, I got a couple more auctions here for you. I got a 3-track from Nick Cave, which we never get his stuff. We have Tupelo by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. This is a 1985. By the way, tonight's auctions have been cleaned and inspected and researched, but I didn't get to do the research on these, so if you have any specific questions, this has actually got 4 tracks on it, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like this has 4 tracks on it. This is a $25 start, Tupelo, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. I can't tell you the last time we had anything by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. That's an artist we don't get too often. That is a 1985 4-track, $25 start. And here's a 12-inch single from George Michael. Uh-oh, I wonder if Carlene's watching. Faith. And it's actually 3 tracks. One of them, Faith, is the instrumental, and then Hand to Mouth. That's in VG Plus condition. $15 start for George Michael, Faith. So Nick Cave is a $25 start, and Faith is a $15 start. Next, so we still have Changes, the David Bowie compilation. We still got Hot Rocks available. Those are all still available. Van Halen, Fair Warning. That's VG Plus condition, $34.99. Mean Street, VG Plus condition, $34.99. Also, Van Morrison, A Sense of Wonder. Van Morrison is in VG condition, $24.99. Van Morrison is in VG condition, $24.99. Has the original inner sleeve with it as well. Joni Mitchell Blue, EX condition, $49.99. OG Blue, it looks like. The cover is about how they normally look with a little bit of wear on them, and that is $49.99. Chris says he put in a Bowie claim. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, I did miss several things. All Them Die got Santana. Ryan Banham got AC/DC. Michael Herrera, you were second on AC/DC. Chris Bijak, first on David Bowie. Chris got David Bowie. Chris Gardner was second. Jerry Stone was third. Jerry Stone was third. Christopher Morris, you were third on AC/DC. We have a $15 bid on George Michael. I'm glad I scrolled up. I missed a lot of stuff. Mike Meir also bid $15 on George Michael. Danny Czar on Van Halen. Danny Czar on Van Halen. And we have George Michael at $17. All right, this is Journey Escape. Journey Escape is VG Plus condition, $14.99. That has the original inner sleeve. Journey's classic album, Don't Stop Believin', VG Plus $14.99. Dire Straits, shrink wrap, hype sticker, original price tag. The vinyl's VG Plus condition, but other than that, it's a really nice copy with the original inner sleeve. VG Plus condition, $29.99. Sultans of Swing. Final call if you want to get a bid in on Nick Cave. Nick Cave is a $25 start. No bid yet. Let me know if you want in. George Michael's at $17. Everybody else is out. Barry Seagrave is taking the Journey. Jimmy's out on George Michael, and Craig's out on George Michael. So, Jimmy, you may end up getting that for $17. Final call.
Janet Jackson, All Right, is a VG copy for $14.99. Janet Jackson and David Bowie, Scary Monsters. That's a VG Plus condition, $24.99. Also has the original inner sleeve. Several announcements. First, Tanner's still working on invoices, especially if you're tuned in and you're a first-time buyer and you're watching right now wondering where your invoice is. We usually do first-time buyers last because we have to manually key in all of your information to our system. So Tanner is still sending invoices, especially for first-time people, but he's actually sitting right next to me. He's back from the buying trip, and he is sending out invoices. So that's announcement number one. Announcement number two is you're going to be seeing me post a lot of videos, a lot of records. We literally have tens of thousands of new, incredible records. The KISS collection, we've got memorabilia, autographs. I don't know when and where we are selling stuff unless I make a Facebook post. If you see something in a video just randomly, who knows when it's going to be sold. If you want to know for sure, make sure you send us a message and we can let you know. Like, there's been some people seen some metal records for sure they want to bid on. We're going to do all that in like a special night, probably sometime next week. But every night after tonight, we'll have some kind of preview of what we're selling. But what I've told everybody is just make sure you're tuned in every night because you're going to see new records, very, very incredible records every night, as you've been seeing all last week. Ryan Anderson's at 25 on Nick Cave. That's going twice, going 3 times. Kelly Gabney wants David Bowie. If you need an invoice correction, I promise you we've seen your message. We will do that sometime in the next 48 hours. I promise we've seen your message. As long as you've sent us a message or an email, I promise we've got it. Have I personally seen it? 100% no. Has Tanner seen it? Maybe. But I promise you it's in our inbox. We will get to it soon. Kevin Ward, Dire Straits is $29.99. If you don't want it, then I'm going to sell it to Brandon Sanders. So that's either sold to Kevin Ward or Brandon Sanders. Next, we're doing the Iron Maidens. No Iron Maidens tonight. 0 Iron Maidens will be auctioned tonight. 0. No Iron Maidens. So if you're here for those, I'm sorry, but there is some other pretty incredible stuff we're going to be auctioning in a moment. Steely Dan Aja, VG Plus $24.99. I do think we do have a couple metal records, but I'll go ahead and let you know. By the way, Steely Dan's VG Plus $24.99. There are no Iron Maidens tonight. There's no Metallicas tonight. There's no Megadeths tonight. There's no Wasp tonight. I kind of wanted to post that video, but at the same time I didn't because every time I show metal records, it kind of blows up our system. But they will be for sale soon. They will be probably a big featured night sometime next week, okay? It will probably be next week on those. The Cars, Heartbeat City, EX $32.99 for the Cars, Heartbeat City. And Elton John, Your Songs is EX condition, $17.99. Your Song, Elton John, EX condition, $17.99. All right, Ryan Anderson gets Nick Cave for just $25. I found that to be kind of surprising. And George Michael Faith is sold for $17 to Jimmy LaCroix. Jimmy LaCroix got that for $17. A couple new claims just thrown in. Danny Czar on the Cars and Carlene Rollins on Elton John. It means it blows up your video. Exactly. Yeah, I love buying metal collections because it will, A, definitely get everybody excited. 2, we'll have a lot of people watching. And 3, that it usually means a lot of new customers. But also people are always highly curious when they're going to be auctioned. And the reason I'm saying next week is because I'm not going to be here. I'll go ahead and give you good and bad news right now. Bad news is I'm not going to be here for Thursday, Friday, or Saturday shows. Tanner's getting married. It's his bachelor trip. So I'm not going to be here Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. The good news is Paul will be here. The good news is Paul will be here, and he's going to be hosting the shows that night, and we're still going to have new stuff and new auctions. So just because I'm gone doesn't mean we're not going to be live, but I will not be here Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. We are taking a little bit of trip to get Tanner ready for marriage. Right, Tanner? Tanner is getting ready for a life of marriage, so he needs a few days off, and I guess I'm going to be there with him. We're going to go to the Tennessee-Florida game. So if you're watching the Vols Saturday, we will be in the swamp. We will be in the swamp. This is in shrink wrap with hop sticker. This is in shrink wrap with hop sticker, Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever. I believe this is a 89 OG US retail copy. Yes, this is an 89 US OG retail copy. VG Plus condition on the vinyl, $40 start. $40 start. Shrink wrap and hop sticker. Shrink wrap and hop sticker. Original inner sleeve, $40 start, Tom Petty. 89 US OG retail copy. Shrink wrap and hop sticker. I won't back down. Free falling, running down a dream. Here's something else that I literally just pulled out of the bin. Whoa. The Beastie Boys. Jimmy James. This is a 1992 white label promo. Let's take a look at this. A 1992 white label promo. It looks like it's got 6 tracks on it. It has Jimmy James, 3 versions, and then 3 different tracks on side 2. Overall, the vinyl is a VG copy, and this is a white label promo for a $25 start. The Beastie Boys is VG on the vinyl. That's a $25 start. Wow. We got some very cool. None of tonight's auctions were promoted, except for 4, and I don't know where they're at. That was the Blondie bootleg, the Aerosmith bootleg. I've got to find them. I still hadn't located them. But all of the auctions tonight were not promoted. They're all surprises. And I have a whole crate over here, plus Japanese stuff. So make sure you don't get off tonight. Let me go back up to the top, make sure I didn't miss anything. Last claim was Carlene Rollins for Elton John. Brian C., I've already pulled Scary Monsters. That's already been sold to Kelly. Kevin Ward did get the Dire Straits. So, Brandon, you were second on Dire Straits. Lots of congratulations for Tanner. Yes, got to get the bank, get a roll of $2 bills for $2 Paul. He'll be here. Get ready to get $2. He will be here. Tom Petty 40, Tom Petty 50, Tom Petty 55, Tom Petty 60, Tom Petty 60, Beastie Boys 30, and we'll be singing Won't Back Down in the Swamp. I know, I look forward to it. Okay, we have the Birds, Turn, 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 VG Plus condition. If you're just joining us, we're in our first crate of new vintage arrivals. They are check condition. The Birds, in mono, Turn, 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 VG Plus condition. It's in the original baggie. That's the original press, too, in mono on that Columbia 2i label. VG Plus condition, $19.99. Tom Petty's at $60, and the Beastie Boys is at $30, by the way. George Buchanan gets the Birds. That's so to George Buchanan. Paul McCartney, Ram, VG Plus condition, $19.99 on Paul McCartney Ram. A classic album, original Apple label, gatefold, pretty solid looking, $19.99. And Led Zeppelin, Presence, also $29.99. VG Plus condition, and that has Achilles' Last Stand on it. Doesn't get a lot better than that if you're a Zeppelin fan. Steely Dan was a VG Plus, $24.99, $24.99, and this is AA Matrix with the other AA scratched out, and it has a Union Jack flag. It has a Union Jack flag in the dead wax. That is a VG Plus copy, $24.99. We have Luther Vandross, shrink wrap and hop sticker. The vinyl's in VG Plus condition. That's from 1991. $29.99. High bid right now on Tom Petty is with Craig Weatherford at $65. That's going once, going twice. And the Beastie Boys is at $32 with Gary Samuels. That's an OG white label promo. Jimmy James, 12-inch single, and there's 3 other tracks on there. 3 versions of Jimmy James, and then 3 other tracks. Gary Samuels is at $32. Next is Christopher Morris says he'll take Christopher Morris says he'll take Paul McCartney. Can't go wrong there. Dan Ray said he will take the Steely Dan, and Tom Petty is at $70. Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation, 12-inch single. This has Rhythm Nation. It has 6 different versions of it. VG Plus, $9.99. That's Janet Jackson. David Bowie, VG condition, $24.99. That's on the black RCA label. VG condition, $24.99. Beastie Boys, 33. Beastie Boys, 33. Craig Weatherford on Janet Jackson. That's sold to Craig Weatherford. Barry Seagrave said he'll take the David Bowie. Bryce Culver, you were second on Janet Jackson. New edition. This one's called All for Love. In shrink wrap, VG Plus condition, $9.99. VG Plus condition, $9.99. I talked to Paul on the way over here. We were getting a game plan for the shows he's going to be doing later this week. But also, I was like, our customers and myself, I like to tell y'all where records came from. You know, Pittsburgh collection, Birmingham collection, Dallas collection. They bought so many records at so many different places. It's just going to be the buying trip. So we literally have thousands of records. And I really can't specifically. Some came from New Hampshire. They were almost in Canada and New Hampshire, I'm pretty sure. New York, maybe even Vermont, Massachusetts, New York City, Pennsylvania, all over the place. So these will be, that's where all these came from. They're from all over the country. Billy Joel, Songs in the Attic, shrink wrap and hop sticker, and that's only $14.99 VG Plus condition. Tom Petty's at $72. Prince, Purple Rain, VG condition, $24.99. Looks like an OG copy of Purple Rain. The vinyl is in VG condition. That's $24.99 for Prince, Purple Rain. And Phil Collins is in shrink wrap. No jacket required. VG Plus condition, $14.99. Update on the Beastie Boys. Let's do a going once, going twice. Chris Gardner, $33. Everybody else is out. Jake Biderman, you're out. Chris has that for $33. We're now going once, going twice again. Tom Petty is an OG U.S. retail copy. The vinyl's in VG Plus. The cover is phenomenal. Shrink wrap, hop sticker, and the original inner sleeve. High bid is $72. Jetstream gets Billy Joe. Chris is back in on the Beastie Boys at $34. Ian wants Prince. Kevin Ward, you were second on Prince. And Jetstream says he'll take the Phil Collins. Jake's out on the Beastie Boys. David Hoy, you were second on Phil Collins. The Police, Zenyatta Mandata. The Police is in VG Plus condition, $17.99. This has the original inner sleeve. VG Plus condition, $17.99. The Pretenders, the singles, this is VG Plus, $14.99. Original inner sleeve, VG Plus condition, $14.99. Don't see this too often. This is pretty much the Pretenders' greatest hits. It's a compilation of all their singles, VG Plus, $14.99. David's out on Tom Petty, Barry Seagrave on the Police. So now we can do some final calls. Tom Petty, looks like we're going to sell that to Craig Weatherford for $72. Final call. That's a U.S. OG retail. A lot of those are clubs. A lot of those in production were clubs. That was actually sold at a store on the shelf. That's why it has a hop sticker. This is the Beastie Boys 12-inch single, white label promo. Chris Gardner was at 34, and now that's a final call. That's a final call. Barry Seagrave's got the Police. I always want to put an S on the end of your name, but I realize it is Seagrave. But I'm going to say Seagraves accidentally a lot. Lance Dowdy gets the Pretenders. Ben R. was second. Jack Hewitt third. Rick Haney fourth. Christopher fifth. And Darren Wortman sixth. Also, Madonna is VG Plus $17.99. Madonna is VG Plus $17.99. That has the original inner sleeve. Madonna and Jerry Garcia, VG Plus $29.99. Garcia by Jerry Garcia. Alrighty, let me show two more, then I'm selling the auctions. Marvin Gaye, I Want You. That's a VG Plus original 1976 Monarch pressing. One we don't get too often, $39.99. $39.99, Marvin Gaye. And we have David Bowie, another one. Ziggy Stardust, VG Plus condition, $24.99. Black RCA label, another Ziggy Stardust, VG Plus $24.99. Jake Biderman wants M. And that was either from Madonna or Marvin Gaye. Let me know. Tanner, let's go ahead and sell these auctions. We have Tom Petty at 72 with Craig Weatherford. Craig Weatherford's at 72 on Tom Petty. And the Beastie Boys does go to Chris Gardner for $34. That does go to Chris Gardner for $34. So those are sold and sold. Back down to the bottom. Jake said he did want the Madonna record. Jetstream says he'll take the Ziggy Stardust. And Ian says he'll take the Bowie. Ian, you were second. You were second. All right, let's get two new auctions started. I've got stuff kind of everywhere. Let's see here. We have a Psychedelic Furs record in VG Plus condition. And then the thumbnail image was this, which this should be really saved for our metal sale, but it looks like John went ahead and marked it. This is a 1981 53 Hoppapogue press. I still don't really know how to pronounce that. But this is Motorhead, Ace of Spades. Don't ever get this in too often. Motorhead, Ace of Spades. This is going to be a $55 start. We've graded it EX. It's actually not bad. See, it has the little 53 marking right there at 9 o'clock. So that is, should be 80. I'm just going to call it, I didn't get to do the full research on this, but this is an 81 53 press. That's what John has it marked here. That is a $55 start. $55 start. Motorhead, Ace of Spades. So this album originally came out, I think, 1980, and this is an 81 press. The cover is about VG. Does show a little bit of ring wear, but man, that's something we don't get too often. Vintage Hot Pog. Hot Pog, okay. I was putting extra syllables in there. A 53 Hot Pog press. That's a $55 start. Psychedelic Furs is in VG Plus condition. VG Plus condition on this, $25 start. Psychedelic Furs, Talk, Talk, Talk. First track is Pretty in Pink. Psychedelic Furs is $25 start. The Beastie Boys sold for $34, and the Pretenders went to Lance Dowdy. Lance Dowdy, Ben R., Jack Hewitt, Rick Haney, you were fourth. Christopher fifth, and Darren Wortman was sixth. Motorhead and Psychedelic Furs. There's two we don't get too often. Neither one we don't get OGs of too often. More so Psychedelic Furs, but we don't get a lot of OG Motorhead for sure. The Motels, all for one. VG Plus condition, $12.99. The Motels, all for one. The Motels also has the original inner sleeve. VG Plus condition, $12.99. And the Beatles, Rubber Soul, in mono. OG mono copy. There is somebody's address label on the label, but that is T2442. That's the OG mono press with the original inner sleeve. Rubber Soul in mono, $19.99. Truckin' with Albert Collins. Truckin' with Albert Collins. That's a 1969 press, VG Plus condition, $29.99. All right, Psychedelic Furs, $25. Motorhead, $55. Psychedelic Furs, $25. Psychedelic Furs, $30. Psychedelic Furs, $35. Next is Brian C. says he'll take the Motels. That's so to Brian C. And George Buchanan says he'll take Rubber Soul. And Brent Robley says he'll take Albert Collins. Those three are all sold. Grease, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. That's a 1978 French pressing. Wow. French Grease. French Grease. I was about to say, that's a different label. VG Plus, $19.99. Only one bid right now on the 81 Hot Pog press of Motorhead. That's at $55 with Brent Robley. That's now going twice, going three times. That's kind of surprising. And the Psychedelic Furs is at $45 with Cynthia. Cynthia's the high bidder on that at $45. Flash, Aha. This is Queen, the Flash Gordon soundtrack. EX condition, $39.99. It has the original inner sleeve. The vinyl's not bad. The cover is about VG. It has some signs of wear and a little bit of staining you can see there. But that is the OG Queen Flash Gordon soundtrack. Journey, Infinity. Yep, Infinity. VG Plus condition, $14.99. VG Plus condition, $14.99 on Journey. And Van Halen, Diver Down. This is EX condition, $42.99. EX condition, $42.99 on that. So Michael Grind says he'll take the Flash Aha soundtrack. James Oswich is at $60 on Motorhead. So Brent, new bid on that. You're outbid. And Kristen Seen, or Saeem maybe? Kristen on Journey. Jetstream, you're second. For anybody watching for the first time, thank you and welcome. If you're a first-time buyer, please make sure you message our page. Tanner is still sending invoices right now because we had a record number of new buyers last week, which usually happens when we buy new collections. We have a record number of new buyers. So we're still creating profiles for a lot of them. And what we need to create you a profile so we can invoice you. Basically, it's like signing in, creating an account at a website, but we do it for you. So it's not like you have to go in and create a username and password, all that. Basically, we set you up a profile on Square, essentially, more or less. And we just need your name and your email address. And then that way, we've got your information and we manually send you an invoice at the end of the week. So this starts a new cycle tonight. It's Monday night. We're going to be selling Monday through Saturday, 6 nights a week for the rest of the year. And it's $7 in limited shipping week to week. So if you buy tonight, it's $7 in limited shipping if you only buy one record. But you can hop on again on Thursday night and buy 20 more, and those will all ship for $7. That also includes your pre-orders. If you're in our private group, Whole Lot of Records, and your pre-orders come in for all the new releases, or your waiting list and special request, if they're in for that week by the end of Saturday night, those also go on your invoice for $7 in limited shipping. Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson, Miss You Much. VG Plus, $9.99. Long story short, if you like music and you like collecting and buying and listening to records, you have found the right place. We do this every night. Janet Jackson. And here's another Pretenders. This is one of their studio albums, Learning to Crawl, VG $9.99. So the last thing on my screen was Marnie got the Grease. Brent was back in on Motorhead at 65. So James, you were out. Craig's back in on Psychedelic Furs at 46. Cynthia's at 50. Van Halen was EX on the vinyl, about a VG or VG Plus copy, VG Plus cover, $42.99. Queg Rutherford put Just, and I bet he meant Janet. And then Bryce Culver was second, and Jetstream wants the Pretenders. And there's one more record in here before I bring up a new crate, and that's the Police, Ghost in the Machine, VG Plus, $16.99. Okay, so Motorhead, James, let me know, because that's now, once again, going twice, going 3 times to Brent for $65, and we still got a battle going on for the Psychedelic Furs as usual. I have left my Diet Mountain Dew over here across the room. I'm still trying to find those bootlegs I took pictures of. I'm sorry if I can't locate them. If you're waiting on those, like the Aerosmith or something, we may have to do those tomorrow. But I honestly have put them somewhere, and or I left them out, and somebody grabbed them here at the store and put them away, and I don't know where they're at. So I don't know where that Blondie, Aerosmith, Rainbow, the 4 I posted, I don't know where those are at right now. But don't worry, we got plenty more auctions. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second. Okay, we have Barry Seagraves wants the police. Barry Seagrave, you got the police. Craig's out on Psychedelic Furs. James says give it to Brent. And Jake Zerbel says he'll take the Jerry Garcia. Great decision there. Let's do a very quick recap on this being here. Jake Zerbel, so police to Barry. Jake on Garcia. Motorhead is sold to Brent Robley for $65. And Joe, you're in luck because I was doing a final call on Psychedelic Furs. Right now, Cynthia Herdren has this for $50. It is US OG Psychedelic Furs Talk, Talk, Talk. It's in VG Plus condition. Of course, has the hit song Pretty in Pink. That's at $50, and now that's a final call. Let's do a quick recap on this bin. Here's what's left. Not much. Y'all obliterated this first bin. Willie Nelson and Ray Price. EX condition, $12.99. The Rolling Stones Hot Rocks, that's VG, $19.99. That's an awesome Stones compilation. They got a new album coming out, and then hopefully pretty soon they announced they're going on tour. I'll go ahead and just slip this in the bin. This was ABBA, I Love ABBA, and Shrink Wrap and Hop Sticker. That didn't get a bid earlier, so that's $24.99 if anybody wants it. Roslington Collins Band, This Is the Way, $24.99 for Roslington Collins Band. Van Morrison was VG for $24.99, and Joni Mitchell Blue, the classic Joni Mitchell album, EX condition, $49.99 for Joni Mitchell Blue. Janet Jackson, this is the only one that didn't sell. All Right. It's got 6 different versions of All Right. VG copy, $14.99. All right, Cynthia is the winning bidder. Tanner on Psychedelic Furs for $50. That's sold to Cynthia. That means we need to grab 2 new auctions. I'm going to slide these back right quick. We have let's go ahead and run this. And let's go ahead and pull out The Fall. Here's a couple things I don't get too often. First, this album has never been repressed or reissued. Lots of people are always asking for it. This is a really nice copy. It does have a little bit of wear back here on the back. Just a little bit of wear. I'm going to start it for $85, and this is the Tracy Chapman self-titled debut album. This album has never been reissued, which is incredible. It's so popular, has the song Fast Car on it, of course. This is the OG direct metal mastering. The vinyl's about EX condition. This is on a lot of people's grails list. I hope they reissue it soon, but right now, her stuff on vinyl's not looking too good. What's weird is they are reissuing a greatest hits of hers on a CD. I mean, huge marketing campaign. I've been getting emails. I think it's already out, but a couple months ago, I was getting emails, social media promotions like Tracy Chapman greatest hits. I was like, whoa. That's going to be a big deal. But they didn't put it on vinyl. It was out for just CD only. And I'm like, wow, that's weird. They must not realize, whoever owns her rights must not realize that people want this on vinyls. Could you imagine a Tracy Chapman greatest hits on vinyl? But just CD only. That just came out too. So no signs of any of her stuff being out on vinyl. But you never know with this stuff. It could happen next week. It could happen in 5 years. Tracy Chapman's an $85 start. We already have a bid. And this is The Fall, compilation, 1980-1983, Palace of Swords Reversed. This is a 1987 compilation from The Fall. This is something I don't get too often. This is a $40 start. The vinyl is exceptionally nice. Rough trade, label, near mint minus, $40 start. $40 start. The Fall compilation, 1980-1983. That is a $40 start. Back up to the top, Craig Weatherford wanted Janet Jackson. George Buchanan, Van Halen. Was there another one in here? I think you asked about this one earlier. Van Halen was EX condition, $42.99. EX condition, $42.99. And George Buchanan on The Fall for $40. We have the Led Zeppelin Presents, not Led Zeppelin Pretenders. Led Zeppelin Pretenders. Led Zeppelin Presents. VG Plus condition, $29.99. VG Plus, $29.99. Van Morrison condition. You might have put Van Halen. Or I might have thought that said Van Halen. VG on the vinyl, $24.99. The Fall's a $40 start. Tracy Chapman is got a bid for $85 right now. Luther Vandross is VG plus $29.99. We still got Marvin Gaye, I Want You, and New Edition. Those are VG plus $39.99 and VG plus $9.99. The Greatest Hits CD has been out for several years. Not this one. This one just came out. This one just came out. Time for a new crate. Let's do some EX Plus Near Mint Minus stuff. New arrivals from various collections we've recently picked up. Right now, George, everything's sticker price, but we can talk later tonight. Final call on Tracy Chapman for $85. Final call for Tracy Chapman for $85. The Fall is at $40, and that is going, looking for an opening bid, going twice, going 3 times. If you want to bid, now's the time. I'm going to put Joni Mitchell over here. I pulled that out because at some point we may auction that tonight. Okay, so Tracy Chapman is a final call, and final call on the Fall. We have Waylon. It's only rock and roll. This is $22.99. $22.99. Waylon Jennings, it's only rock and roll. $22.99. T-Rex, this is called the Slider. $34.99 for T-Rex. This has the original reprise inner sleeve. Beautiful vinyl. T-Rex, that's a gatefold jacket. $34.99. George Buchanan bid $40 on the Fall. He did. George Buchanan, he was being quiet about it. George Buchanan does have the Fall for $40, and that's going twice, going 3 times. So I'm about to sell both of these auctions very, very quickly. Kevin Hughes wants Waylon Jennings, and Joe Gabriel gets T-Rex. The Fall and Tracy Chapman. Final calls on those. Rapper's Delight, Sugar Hill Gang. This is $19.99 in the original Sugar Hill Company 12-inch single. $19.99, and Risky Business soundtrack. Risky Business is a 1985 UK original Tom Cruise movie. Soundtrack, UK pressing. Beautiful vinyl, $49.99. Shakedown gets the Sugar Hill Gang. Okay, we got new bids on T-Rex, but Tracy Chapman is done for $85. Craig, congratulations, $85. Craig Weatherford. I don't sell too many for under that, and I have sold some for a lot more than that. We've had some in shrink wrap before sell for well over 100. There is the Fall. It's now at $42.42 and now $45. Kenny Heathcock was second on the Sugar Hill. There's the Risky Business soundtrack for $49.99. Pop Music, $14.99. And then this is M. What is this? M Factor, M Pop Music. Yes, I think the artist is M, correct? I've had that before. It really confused me. $14.99 for M. The Waterboys, Fisherman's Blues, $39.99. The Waterboys, Fisherman's Blues, $39.99. So David Hoy's the high bidder on the Fall at $45. Mike Locke says he'll take PM, which is M, also known as Pop Music. And Twisted Sister, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, $26.99. Twisted Sister, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, $26.99. That is a full album. Don't see that one too often. George Ellis says he'll take the Waterboys. George Buchanan was second. Joe Gabriel on Twisted Sister. A couple metal LPs got slipped in there. I didn't even see that earlier. We've slipped in a Motorhead for auction, and there's a Twisted Sister. That's so to Joe Gabriel. Ryan Bannon was second. Tom Dearlove was third on the Waterboys. Jimmy fourth on Twisted Sister, and Shane Devers fifth. Ken Crooker sixth. The Rolling Stones, Goathead Soup, $34.99. The Rolling Stones, Goathead Soup, $34.99. That's a non-gatefold, really clean, does have a barcode in the back. That's an 80s reissue of that. Super nice looking copy though, $34.99. Ronnie Spector, $14.99. Ronnie Spector, $14.99. I tried to not put out any metal until a special sale tomorrow night, and John has slipped some in on me. I thought I went through everything because I was either going to auction them tonight or save them for our metal show, but it looks like a couple's got slipped in. The Fall's now a final call. Craig, let me know if you're in or out. And George Buchanan, let me know if you're in or out. David Hoy has this for $45. David Hoy has this for $45. Stacy Metternich says she'll take Ronnie Spector, and George Buchanan will take the Van Morrison Sense of Wonder from the last bin. All right, yeah, that is so to George Buchanan. So out on the Fall, and we're going to see if George Buchanan is back in or out. He's out, so final call on that, $45. The Roots, Adrenaline, 12-inch promotional single, The Roots, Adrenaline, and that is $9.99. So the Fall is about to be sold for $45. Our next two auctions are going to be Tangerine Dream and Talking Heads. Here's two, especially Tangerine Dream, we don't see too often. Metal show tomorrow night. No. I will let you know when the metal stuff's going to be sold. It will be a special night, most likely next week. Most likely next week. Not saying there's not going to be metal every night, because there usually is something. There's something going to be in a bin. There's something we're going to auction, but if you're wanting like 300 Iron Maiden records, we're going to do that on a special night. We're going to do it on a special night. David Hoy gets the Fall for $45. That's so to David, and we have Talking Heads. This is OG Talking Heads, Speaking in Tongues, no condition notes, really nice original US copy, EX Plus near mint minus, $35 start. Talking Heads, Speaking in Tongues, $35 start on that. And Tangerine Dream Tiger. Tangerine Dream Tiger. This is something, I know we usually have people asking for Tangerine Dream. Not something we get a lot of. $25 start on that. 1987. 1987 on that. 2 bids already on Talking Heads. Tangerine Dream is going to be a $25 start. Tiger, $25 start on that. Back to the bin. We have Cheek. Includes La Freak. That's in shrink wrap, $14.99. Talking Heads, $35, $35, $38. U2, Wide Awake in America, shrink wrap and hop sticker, $34.99 on U2, Wide Awake in America. Ice-T, New Jack Hustler, Nino's theme, New Jack City, $14.99. Ice-T, $14.99. David Howard wants Chic. That's so to David Howard. And we have Bleed for Me, Dead Kennedys. Wow, 1982 12-inch UK single, $29.99. The Dead Kennedys, Bleed for Me, $29.99. And it has the insert with it. And it has the insert with it. Bleed for Me, Dead Kennedys, $29.99. Cheech and Chong's Greatest Hit, $24.99. That's in shrink wrap, $24.99. One more before I take a drink of Diet Mountain Dew. Boston Don't Look Back, $32.99. I'm going to mute my mic so I can take a drink of Diet Mountain Dew. Okay, I feel a lot better. I've already drunk a gallon of Diet Mountain Dew since I've been live. Talking Heads was at 40. Daniel Haynes on Ice-T. Daniel Haynes gets Ice-T. Shane Devers, you were second. Sean Fairweather first on the Dead Kennedys. That was a really nice copy. I do have Guns N' Roses. I've got both volumes. Those are $49.99. Toby Grimm, you were second on Dead Kennedys. Tom Dearlove third. Eddie Basir fourth. Jack Hewitt first on Cheech and Chong. James Bragg fifth on Dead Kennedys. That one probably should have went to the auction block. Make sure you're paying attention. There's no telling what slipped in these bins that we've priced from all these new recent acquisitions. Final call on Talking Heads, $40 to Joe Maynard. That's now going twice, going 3 times. I'm going to go ahead and make Tangerine Dream a buy it now for $25. I put it up because I just know we don't see their stuff too often. But if anybody wants it, $25 buy it now. $25 buy it now. That is sold to Craig Weatherford for $25, Tanner. Next is, I don't know, Closet Sale, Maxine Feldman. That is $26.99. $26.99. Pat Metheny Group, Off-Ramp, $19.99 for Pat Metheny Group. And Janet Jackson Control. It has the hop sticker. It looks like it's sealed. It is. Janet Jackson is sealed, $39.99. Janet Jackson is sealed. Our next auction is going to be XTC. White Music. Don't get a lot of stuff by XTC. The vinyl is VG Plus condition. This is a full album from 1978. XTC White Music. VG Plus vinyl. VG Plus cover. $20 start on XTC. $20 start on that. Brian C., were you going to bid on the Talking Heads? You put TH, but I didn't see a bid. Joe Maynard has that for $40, and I'm about to sell it. Denise Harrison wants Janet Jackson. That's so did Denise Harrison. The Eagles, that's their debut album. It's in shrink wrap, $34.99. Has the original inner sleeve, $34.99. Presswell Press in shrink wrap. The Eagles, self-titled, $34.99. Has an original price tag on the back of it. Brian Spence Brothers. Brian Spence is $9.99. Lone Justice, $19.99. Lone Justice. This is $19.99. Lone Justice. That has the original inner sleeve with it, $19.99. XTC does have a bid for $20. And Brian C., were you bidding on Talking Heads? Just let me know. If you say I'm out, then I'm immediately selling that to Joe Maynard. Earl Scruggs with special guest stars. I Saw the Light. Earl Scruggs has a promo strip on the front $14.99. Brian C. is, though, in on XTC for $20, and Willie Nelson, Nightlife. Don't recall seeing that too often. Looks like a compilation. Willie Nelson is a foreign French pressing. $14.99 for Willie Nelson, Nightlife. Brian C's out. So sell this to Joe Maynard for $40, Tanner. Brian C's at $20 on XTC. That's going once, going twice. White Music, VG Plus condition. And Paul Gill wants the Earl Scruggs. That's sold to Paul Gill. Our next auction over here is going to be Motley Crue in shrink wrap with the very cool Ticket Theater hop sticker. The vinyl, though, unfortunately, is in VG condition. The vinyl, unfortunately, is in VG condition. It has a black and red electro label. The inner sleeve is there. It is in shrink wrap with the Motley Crue hop sticker. Looks like a theater ticket. And that's a $35 start. $35 start. VG Motley Crue Theater of Pain. Usually these VG records like this, as loud as you're going to play them, usually plays through the noise pretty good. Kevin Hughes got Willie Nelson. That's sold to Kevin Hughes. Next is Elton John Tumbleweed Connection. No condition notes. I got ahead of myself. $34.99. This is on the original label. We are on YouTube tonight. It's the wrong date. If you're trying to find us on YouTube, it's the wrong date, and we can't change it. I've got a comment pinned saying it's the right date, but no, we went live without changing the date, and once you do that, you can't change it. At least we can on our end because we're using software. Classic album, original press, beautiful vinyl. You should buy it. Chad's recommendation, $34.99. All right, we're about to sell XTC for $20. Motley Crue, first person to bid was Ryan Bannon at $40. Ryan Bannon's at $40, and we have Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard, $34.99. Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard. Somebody rubber stamped their name, or they drew it very nicely on the cover. Other than that, very nice vinyl, $34.99. And Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska is $19.99. Original inner sleeve, $19.99. Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska. XTC is sold to Brian C. for $20. That's sold to Brian C. for $20. Next is going to be, let me start from the front here, NRBQ. NRBQ. Don't get their stuff too much. I thought I'd try this on auction. NRBQ, RC Cola and a Moon Pie. $25 start. I like that title. NRBQ, RC Cola and a Moon Pie. 1986 Rounder Records, near mint, $25 start. $25 start. All right. We have next, Shane Devers is in on Motley Crue at $41. Christopher Morris is at $45. Shane's at $46. The Art of Noise, Invisible Silence. The Art of Noise is $19.99. We also have Head Over Heels and Broken, Tears for Fears 12-inch single, $19.99. Last time we showed a 12-inch single, there was like the comments just rolled in. Tears for Fears, $19.99. And next is Industry. Industry Mini LP, 5 songs. Industry is $17.99. No condition notes, check condition cover, $17.99 on that. Irv Gotti presents the remixes, $19.99. Irv Gotti presents the remixes. And Orchestra Maneuvers in the Dark, Dreaming, that is $12.99. So Motley Crue was at $46, NRBQ $25, $25. Motley Crue $50. Mike Massey gets the Tears for Fears. That's sold to Mike Massey. David Tate's at $50 on Motley Crue. Craig, you were second on Tears for Fears. Christopher's out on Motley Crue. NRBQ $27. Motley Crue $55. NRBQ $30. Mike Massey wants Orchestra Maneuvers in the Dark. Craig was second. Fred Carnell was third. And Motley Crue is still at $55. NRBQ is at $30 with Neil. Jeff Beck, Blow by Blow. Jeff Beck is $19.99. Black Epic label. Jeff Beck, $19.99. And I got them old Cosmic Blues again, mama. Janis Joplin. That's a UK pressing. Janis Joplin. I got them old Cosmic Blues again, mama. $34.99. Janis Joplin. Luciano, Sweep Over My Soul. Luciano is $19.99. $19.99. Okay, Fred Carnell's at $31 on NRBQ. Jetstream's out. David Tate's at $58 on Motley Crue. And Thomas Hujar wants JJ, which is Janis Joplin. Ryan Bannon's in on Motley Crue at $60. We have Hot House Flowers. People, Hot House Flowers is $19.99. And Hugo Largo Drum. Hugo Largo, $14.99. Renee, you were fourth on Orchestra Maneuvers in the Dark. That's already sold, but Fred Carnell's going to get Hot House Flowers. Neil's back in on NRBQ for $35. So up for bid is an OG copy of Motley Crue Theater of Pain, This is an OG copy of Motley Crue Theater of Pain. The vinyl's VG. It has the original inner sleeve, shrink wrap, and hop sticker. The high bid is now Ryan Bannon's for $60. We have Cool G Rap and DJ Polo, $69.99, a 1989 SRC press. That's Cool G Rap and DJ Polo, Road to the Riches, $69.99, 1989 SRC press. Shane's out on Motley Crue. Chris is out. Marnie's out. Stephen A. Young wants Jeff Beck. And David Tate's back in on Motley Crue at 65. Neil Brashear is in on NRBQ at 35. Fred Carnell, you're out. Fred Carnell, you're out. George Somers wants Cool G. That's sold to George Somers. Next is Kylie M., however you say her last name. The Locomotion, $14.99 for Kylie. Even though y'all helped me with the phonics, I still can't get that. Larry Kanzler, Pacific Dreams in shrink wrap, $14.99. And the Systematics, Clockwork Society. The Systematics is $19.99. Random hardcore record slipped in there. Fred's back in on NRBQ for $36. And the Eagles, the long run, $24.99. The Eagles, the long run. Notorious for a lot of ring wear. This one only has a couple spots right there. $24.99. Ryan's out of Motley Crue. And that leaves David Tate and Ryan Bannon's out. So I think David Tate, you're going to end up with Motley Crue. Final call, $65. Unless there's a new bid pretty soon, that's a final call. Neil Brashear, let me know if you want back in on NRBQ, because Fred Carnell has that for $36, and Craig Thomas wants the Systematics. Very, very quickly, I'm going to recap this bin. Y'all have almost wiped this one out too. So let me try this one more time, and then I'm going to bring up even more new stuff. Rick Haney says he'll take the Elton John Tumbleweed Connection. Great decision there. Thank you, Rick Haney. Let's do Risky Business soundtrack, $49.99. That is an 85 UK pressing, super clean. And here is the Rolling Stones Goathead Soup, $34.99. Like I said, it has the original inner sleeve. It's non-gatefold, and it appears to be an early 80s pressing, $34.99. All right, let's go ahead and sell David Tate, Motley Crue for $65. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our next auctions. Neil Brashear, if you could let me know if you're in or out on that other auction, I'll get that started in just a second, or I'll sell that and we'll go ahead and get our next auction. But right now we have an NXS record. Here's an NXS record that I don't see too often. He says he's out. That means this is sold to Fred Carnell for $36, Tanner. NRBQ, RC, Cola, and a Moon Pie sold for $36. Tom Petty, you're going to get it. Let's take a look at this thing because I think it may be OG label. Tom Petty. It is on the MCA Coral label. That's a little bit later reissue on this. Very nice vinyl. Very nice vinyl. Very nice jacket is what drew me to it. Very nice colors, very nice jacket. Tom Petty, $35 start on that. We got a lot of Tom Petty records coming up from future collections. And NXS self-titled. Yeah, no wonder I don't see this one too often. Don't recall seeing this one very often. $25 start, no condition notes on the vinyl. Shrink wrap and inner sleeve, NXS self-titled, $25 start on that. Tom Petty's a $35 start. So we have the Roots, that was $9.99. U2, Wide Awake in America, shrink wrap, $34.99. None of these are check condition. Boston is $32.99, don't look back. Maxine Feldman, closet sale, $26.99. Pat Metheny Group off-ramp, $19.99. The Eagles, self-titled, shrink-wrapped, $34.99. Brian Spence Brothers is $9.99. Lone Justice is $19.99. Lone Justice, Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard, $34.99. Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska is $19.99. The Art of Noise, Invisible Silence was $19.99. We got a bid on NXS for $25. We have Industry, Mini LP. I don't know what the actual title's called. We'll just call it Industry Self-Titled, $17.99. Craig Thomas needs to put back Systematic from earlier. Let me try to just spell this out. IRV, Gotti. I'm not sure if that's an actual pronunciation of that, but that presents the remixes from 2002. $19.99. Luciano was $19.99. Sweep Over My Soul. Hugo Largo, Drum was $14.99. We have Kylie for $14.99. Larry Kanzler, also $14.99, and the Eagles, the long run, very clean copy, $24.99. If anybody wants the Systematics Clockwork Society, that is still available for $19.99. Lance, we're looking for a $35 start on Tom Petty. Stephen Freyu is at $26 on NXS. Irv. Okay, that makes more sense now. Irv, thank you. Makes a lot more sense. Next is the Risky Business was $49.99, and that was the original 1985 UK pressing. Got it, Irv. Now that I hear that, it makes a lot more sense. I was trying to say, what was I trying to say? Whatever I was trying to say didn't make a lot of sense. Actually, before I go into that crate, let me just run through some new titles from last week. I got a couple crates made too, but let me go through a little bit of new vinyl very quickly, especially some of the new releases we have still available from last week, and I found some stuff in the back. By the way, NXS is at $28 and $30. U2 was $34.99. And Lance, let me know if you want in on Tom Petty at $35. If so, you may end up buying it because there's no other bidders right now, and I'll do a final call if you want to bid $35. We have Overkill. Years of Decay. Overkill is $33.99. Half-Speed Master on red marbled vinyl. That is new and sealed. Overkill, Years of Decay. Half-Speed Master on red marbled vinyl. $33.99 on Overkill. We also have Fleetwood Mac Rumors. That's my last copy. Fleetwood Mac Rumors Live. $44.99. 2LP, that was a new release from last week. Volbeat, Rock the Rebel, Metal the Devil, glow-in-the-dark vinyl, $29.99. Also, George Lynch, Guitars at the End of the World. George Lynch is $31.99 for George Lynch. Van Morrison, Blowing Your Mind, that's music on vinyl, new and sealed, $44.99. The Essential Foo Fighters, that's a 2LP compilation of Foo Fighters music, $39.99. Avenged Sevenfold, Hail to the King, that's on Go Vinyl, 10th Anniversary Limited Edition, $49.99. Alanis Morissette is $31.99. There's more copies of Jagged Little Pill. In Vogue's Greatest Hits, now playing, $28.99. Montrose now playing their Greatest Hits, $28.99. There is the Batman soundtrack by Prince, $31.99. And Queens of the Stone Age, $49.99. All right, Tom Petty's a $35 buy it now for whoever wants it. And Stephen Freyu is the high bidder on NXS for $31. Tom Petty is up for grabs to anyone. $35 buy it now. And Stephen Freyu is the high bidder on NXS self-titled at $31. Arm Lizelle and Darren Davis, you're out. Arm Lizelle's back in at $35. We also have Chris Cornell, Higher Truth, $39.99. Backstreet Boys, A Very Backstreet Christmas, $33.99. That got slipped in randomly from somewhere. And Skid Row, Slave to the Grind, red or orange and black marbled vinyl. That's my last few copies of Skid Row, $44.99. All right, let me put up this next crate of vintage that I was about to put up. There's just a reminder of some last titles that came in from last week. High bid on NXS is $35 of Arm Lizelle. I've got another NRBQ. This one's a $20 start. NRBQ at Yankee Stadium. NRBQ is also a $20 start. This has very clean vinyl, very nice. It also has the original inner sleeve. NRBQ at Yankee Stadium, there's another one, $20 start. Arm Lizelle's at $35 on NXS. That's going once, going twice. And Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings, Take It to the Limit. This is sealed. Sealed Willie and Waylon, $29.99. No saw marks, no cutouts, and no punch holes, $29.99. Stephen Freyu and Darren Davis, let me know if you're in or out on NRBQ or in or out on NXS because we got a lot of abbreviations. NXS and NRBQ are both up for auctions. Shane Devers wants Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings. Can we add a single soundtrack to C. William Pop's current invoice? I reckon we can do that. Kind of, not really. Tanner says not really, but we usually can't do that, but we'll set it aside and see what we can do. We'll try to, okay? I think invoices are already generated, but we'll see. William, I've got it set aside for you. Single soundtrack. I'm going to go ahead and show them because a lot of people, I bet, don't know we have these in stock. These are $44.99. This is the 25th anniversary edition of the multi-platinum soundtrack to the film Singles, featuring classics from Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Paul Westernberg, Soundgarden, and many more. I've been meaning to show these since we have a lot of new people on that probably don't know we have these in stock. It also has a CD with 18 additional bonus tracks. Fantastic soundtrack. Like I said, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Paul Westerberg. There's a couple Chris Cornell songs on here. The single soundtrack is $44.99. Single soundtrack is $44.99. Shane Deaver's got Willie and Waylon. Several bidders on NRBQ. R.M. Lazelle wants a Foo Fighters Essentials from this previous bin. So there is Foo Fighters for R.M. Lazelle. That's sold to R.M. Lazelle. And David Tate, you were second on Waylon Willie. Craig Weatherford says he'll take a single soundtrack. That is sold to Craig Weatherford. All righty. So NRBQ's at 26. And I think NXS is all done with R.M. Lazelle at 35. R.M. Lazelle's at 35. Final call on that. Alive Alone in America, Graham Parker. That is in shrink wrap and hop sticker. Graham Parker is $24.99. Alive and Alone in America, $24.99. NRBQ is at 27. And we have the Dillards Mountain Rock Supercut Limited Edition Direct-to-Disc recording. The Dillards is $19.99. So Graham Parker, the Dillards, and Roy Orbison. This one's very cool. Shrink wrap and hop sticker of Mystery Girl, which has the hit You Got It. Roy Orbison, $39.99. Very, very cool. Henry's Choice is the high bidder on NRBQ at 28. Tanner, let's go ahead and sell NXS to R.M. Lazelle, I think, for $35. Yes, R.M. Lazelle, you get NXS for $35. NRBQ, high bid is Henry's Choice at 28. Paul Gill says he'll take the Dillard. Still got Roy Orbison there. The Best of the Outsiders, featuring their hit song Time Won't Let Me. That's in shrink wrap, $12.99. The Best of the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. The Best of the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. That is $19.99, gold stamp promo. Dolly, the Great Pretender, shrink wrap and hop sticker. It does have a saw mark up here. Dolly is $26.99, the Great Pretender. And Painted Faces, Anxious Color. Painted Faces, Anxious Color, $36.99. Chris Wood Sr.'s back in on ARBQ at 30. We have RO details again. RO was Roy Orbison. That was a near mint copy, OG, shrink wrap, hop sticker, inner sleeve, gatefold, $39.99. That's a pristine top copy. Pristine top copy. NRBQ is at 30, now 31. Let me put up a new auction while I'm answering a couple questions. Our new auction is going to be another album by The Fall. This is the Domesday Payoff Triad Plus. The Fall is a $20 start. Once again, don't get their stuff too often. The Fall, Domesday Payoff, that is near mint, $20 start. And yes, that is a full album, $20 start on that. Any autos? No autographs. Actually, I can't even find the bootlegs. I had 4 bootlegs pulled. I didn't really get anything myself personally ready from the Pittsburgh collection. You know, the last few nights I've been getting 30, 40 auctions, autographs, imports, and bootlegs. I only pulled 4 for a hot picture, and I honestly don't know what's happened to them. That was the Aerosmith boot. If I can't find them tonight, we'll definitely do them tomorrow. I'll put them back in the hot picture. If I run across them, I'll put them up immediately, because I was going to give them to Seth and have him look up the shows and clean them right quick, but I have no idea, honestly, where they're at. They are MIA. So luckily, John still got this stuff. Some of this is still from Pittsburgh, but definitely don't have any autographs tonight. Unless I go grab one, I've got a whole crate behind the counter, so yes, maybe, but I'll have to run out of auctions first, or I'll have to go over there and grab some. We do ship to Canada and the UK. I'll explain that in detail in just a second. NRBQ's at 31. Denise Harrison on the Dolly. Denise Harrison gets the Dolly. Next, we have the Palladians. Let's Buzz. This is sealed. The Palladians. That's on Alligator Records. $29.99 from 1990. $29.99 from 1990. The Best of Eric Clapton. Let It Rain, Any Day, Key to the Highway, Layla, Little Wing, After Midnight. That is a German, UK. Where's this from? Holland. This is from the Netherlands. The Best of Eric Clapton. Cool cover. $29.99. We have Melanie. Candles in the Rain. Melanie is $14.99. So final call on NRBQ. We've had like 17 different bidders on this. Right now, Aaron Elam has this at $31, and that's a final call. The Fall is EX Plus Near Mint Minus, and it's actually closer to Near Mint Minus. Yes, this is a Near Mint Minus record. The Fall, we're looking for a $20 start. Todd Tipton put OMD. I don't think we have an Orchestra Maneuvers in the Dark. I don't think there is another Orchestra Maneuvers. And Jimmy Jones on Eric Clapton. Jimmy Jones gets Eric Clapton. Henry's Choice is at 32 on NRBQ. Ray Charles, A Message from the People. Ray Charles is $19.99, and Ray Charles Greatest Hits Volume 1. Back-to-back Rays. Those are both $19.99. Greatest Hits Volume 1, and we have a Message from the People. Those are both $19.99. Okay, they're still bidding on NRBQ. I'm going to go ahead and grab our next auction on standby just so I have it over here. And how about some Joy Division? How about some Picture Disc? How about some more Tracy Chapman? I do have a very tough-to-get Aerosmith record. It's not the bootleg, but I do have a very tough-to-get Aerosmith record. I also have some Joy Division. Oh, yeah, we got great auctions. Plus, I hadn't got into the Japanese stuff yet. Henry's Choice, he's bidding over on YouTube. He's at 32 in NRBQ. Brent Robley says he'll take the Palladians. That's so to Brent Robley. Todd Tipton wants the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. I was waiting for somebody to get that. That's the best of. We don't see that too often. Craig just posted the track listing for Melanie for whoever requested that. We 5, you were on my mind. We 5 is $9.99. Very popular album from the 60s. And the classic Eagles Live. This is a 2LP Eagles Live. It does have the original poster with it and the original inner sleeve. This is $39.99. The Paladins. The Paladins. Thank you, Sean. I don't get their stuff too often. That's the first time I've ever had a Paladins album. Fancy, Wild Thing. Fancy is $16.99. And Any Love, Luther Vandross. That's in shrink wrap, $19.99. All right, I'm making the fall a $20 buy it now. I don't think anybody bid, did they? Nope. I'm making the fall a $20 buy it now if anybody wants that. It is a $20 buy it now. Also, earlier, a no bid was Tom Petty. You're going to get it. That's still available for $35 if anybody wants it. Fred Carnell, first on the fall. That's a $20 buy it now, Tanner. Michael Weil, the Eagles, was $39.99. Near mint copy, original inner sleeve, and the original poster. Craig, you were second on the fall. Thomas is third. I'm about to sell NRBQ because no one has said out, really, and Henry's Choice is at $32, and that's been up for a while. $32. And my next auction is going to be one that I just referenced, which is Aerosmith Gems. This would definitely be something I would have in a hot picture, 100%. From 1988, we don't get this too often. $40 start, Aerosmith Gem. I've seen a lot of demand recently for Aerosmith, I think because they're on their farewell tour. They already have a huge fan base, but a band being out on tour and being in the news, it happens all the time. This is Aerosmith Gems, $40 start. It has the original inner sleeve. It has a solid VG Plus cover, and that's a $40 start. We don't get that one too often at all. I can't remember the last time. Probably like the Knoxville Metal Collection, which was like well over a year and a half ago. That long. Henry's Choice gets NRBQ for $32. That's sold to Henry's Choice for $32. Aerosmith is at 40 and now 45. Our next auction is going to be a very interesting. We bought a collection. I guess y'all seen the preview. We bought a collection of metal records, and they had tons of picture disc, which we're going to be showing. There's also some very unique stuff in here that's not metal, that's also die-cut picture disc. Take a look at this. The Stray Cats. This is a $35 start. This is a Stray Cats die-cut picture disc. Very, very cool. Never seen this before. $35 start on the Stray Cats. Take a look at that. The tracks are Looking Better Every Beer and She's Sexy and 17. Stray Cats is a $35 start. That's really, really cool. I got it in a cardboard backer for you. $35 start on that. $35 start on that. Next is Jerry Jeff. Jerry Jeff is a white label promo, $24.99. Jerry Jeff, $24.99. Jerry Jeff Walker, $24.99. And Graham Parsons and the Fallen Angels live, 1973. Never seen that one before. Graham Parsons is $36.99. Sean, is that the one you wanted me to put up a pre-order for? If that's coming out this week, then I need to get on that. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second so I can take a drink of Diet Mountain Dew. Much better. Okay, so Aerosmith's at 45 with Bob Riker, going once, going twice. Stray Cats 35, Stray Cats 35, Stray Cats 37. Brent Robley on Graham Parsons. Sean, I will be on top of that. Don't worry. Hopefully we get them. But yes, I will definitely order one. I don't guess I have time now to post pre-order, but I will get you one. I'll order a couple extras too. All right, final call on Aerosmith, $45. Stray Cats is at 40. Die-cut picture disc. Max Romeo meets Owen Gray at King Tubby Studio. some reggae. $19.99, Max Romeo. We have Tears for Fears, Shout. $19.99, another Tears for Fears 12-inch single. There's Shout. Thompson Twins, Into the Gap. $24.99 for Thompson Twins. And we have The Time, Pandemonium. The Time is in shrink wrap, $36.99. All right, Bob Riger is going to end up with Aerosmith for $45. Few moments remaining on that. Stray Cats now at $43. Mike Massey wants the Tears for Fears. Craig Thomas wants MA, which is, was that Max? Craig, is that Max Romeo? Let me know if that's right. David Polkey second on Tears for Fears. Brandon Jackson third. Greg Kinban, Rock and Roll. That is $16.99. Greg Kinban, Rock and Roll. That is $16.99. LL Cool J, Around the Way Girl. LL Cool J is $14.99. LL Cool J is $14.99. And who do we have here? Maxi Priest or Maxi Priest. I think that's Maxi Priest. Intentions, $9.99. Final call on Stray Cats. Mike Locke has this for $43. Mike Locke has this for $43. Bob Riger's back in on Aerosmith at $51. Brandon Jackson put TT for Thompson Twins, not Tears for Fears. So that's sold to Brandon Jackson, Thompson Twins. And we have Pink Floyd, Uma Guma, $39.99 for Pink Floyd, Uma Guma. Wow, this is a very nice looking copy. Very little ring wear on the cover. Has the older Harvest labels on it, $39.99. We have Maxi, a single. This is a full album, it looks like. $9.99, 1986. Wow. Maxi Priest, yes, that's a full album. Craig asked first, Craig Weatherford. Fred Carnell asked second, so I'm sure that's pending to them. I'll lay that right over here. Stray Cats is at $45. Brent Robley's out. Christopher Brusher has the Stray Cats for $45. Gary Samuels gets LL Cool J. Joe Maynard, you were second asking about it. Barry Seagrave is backing on Aerosmith at $55. Gary Samuel, yes, did get LL Cool J. Fred Carnell gets Maxi. That is pending to Craig Weatherford. That's pending to Craig Weatherford right now. Bob Riger's at 56 on Aerosmith. We have Ray Charles, Friendship. Ray Charles is in shrink wrap, $19.99. The Pretenders 2, $19.99 on The Pretenders. The Pretenders 2, that's $19.99. We also have Kool and the Gang, Emergency, $14.99 on Kool and the Gang, Emergency. And Eric Clapton, There's One in Every Crowd. This is $34.99. $34.99. There's one in every crowd. I actually hadn't seen that in a while. All right, I think Brent was out on this. Christopher Brusher was the high bidder on the Stray Cats die-cut picture disc. Very, very cool. Stray Cats, that's at $45. Final call to Christopher Brusher. Christopher Brusher. Next is Aerosmith. Bob Riger was back in at 56. Barry Seagrave right back in at 60. We have Bob Riger's out, so Barry has that for 60. Tracks on Maxi Priest Intentions. We have Love Train, Woman in Love, Crazy Love, Jehovah, Cry Me a River, Strolling On, Pretty Little Girl, Let Me Know, Festival Time, and Must Be Away. Craig, let me know if you want that. If not, it's sold to Fred Carnell. Leonard Skinner's Second Helping, $34.99. Very Clean, Vintage LP, $34.99. Shipping to Canada is done at cost. Shipping to Canada is done at cost. So the way we do international, I never did finish your question, Rainbow. The shipping's done at cost. So if you're watching in the UK, Canada, Mexico, or anywhere else in the world, and you buy a record from us, we send you your invoice for the cost of the record. After you pay that, we'll pack it up, and then we'll send you an invoice for your shipping. So it's done at cost with a minimum shipping charge. You know, we have to charge a little for the box, and we pack very professionally. Whiplash mailers, boxes, packing peanuts, cardboard protectors, label, ink, postage, etc. We'll send you an invoice for your shipping, and then we'll bill you. So there's some people who's bought a couple records, and actually the international buyers, we maybe even allow a couple weeks of purchases because we know it's shipping, and it's a lot easier for us to do it that way too, because we have to take an additional step to go ahead and pack it up and then bill you separately for shipping. So Tanner, let me know if I messed anything up on that. But that's how we do international shipping. Basically, we have you pay first, and then we pack it, weigh it, then we'll send you a bill for shipping. When you pay that, we'll send it on the way. Because we don't really have a set rate because it can vary country to country, UK, Canada, so we basically just do it at cost plus handling. Next is Fred can have it. So Fred Carnell Tanner gets the Maxi Priest. That's sold to Fred Carnell. Kelly Gabney wants the Pretenders. That is the Pretenders too. Also, Jane. Jane is a first-time buyer, and Jane wants the, I just read it. What was that? She wants the Melanie from the first crate or the last crate. I think Melanie was in this last crate, right? Or was that in the very first crate? Melanie might have been in the first crate. Yeah, Melanie was in the first crate. So Melanie is, well, what happened to Melanie? No one bought that, did they? Okay, it has to be in the second crate. Or is it earlier in this crate? Hold on a second. I don't think it's in this crate. Guess what? I bet it's in the crate that we're in right now. I've totally lost my mind. Let's see here. Melanie, yep, it's right here. Okay, so this is sold to Jane, and she also wants an Alanis Morissette. And there's that. So those are sold to Jane. Thank you. I got you a Melanie and a Alanis Morissette. Kelly got the Pretenders. And we have Dweezil Zappa. Dweezil Zappa's $24.99. All right, the Stray Cats. We can definitely go ahead and call this sold. Stray Cats is sold to Christopher Brusha for $45. And Aerosmith Gems. Aerosmith Gems. I need to do a final call on that because I don't think I officially have. Barry Seagrave has that for $60. How about Joy Division? Here's something I don't get too often. This is a 1985 UK press, $50 start. 1985 UK press, Joy Division. Boy, this is a thick packaging. What is going on in this? I guess it's just 2 LPs, but why does it feel so heavy? 85 UK press of Joy Division steel. This is something we don't get too often. This is incredible. It feels like 180 gram, but it's definitely a vintage copy. It's from 1985 in the UK. That's a $65 start. That's Joy Division steel. 2 LP packaging, Joy Division. Yeah, 85 UK. Don't get that too often. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever had that. I don't recall ever auctioning one of these. Joy Division steel. That's a $65 start. Dale Shannon on Dweezil Zappa. Brian C., I believe you were second. And let's go ahead and sell Barry, the Aerosmith, for $60. And we have Steve Martin, a wild and crazy guy, for $14.99. Let's do the other die cut picture disc we have tonight. This one's really cool. This is a $45 start. Check this out. Wow, check that out. The Rolling Stones. This is a 1984 UK. Most of these were not released in the United States, by the way. We have a whole collection of these that somebody collected, it looks like. This was She Was Hot, and I Think I'm Going Mad. She Was Hot, I Think I'm Going Mad. 1984 UK Rolling Stones die-cut picture disc. Looks like the Rolling Stones logo. $45 start. $45 start. That's the Rolling Stones die-cut picture disc. $45 start on that. That's really cool. Joy Division, we're looking for a $65 start on that and $45 start on the Stones. Steve Miller Band, Book of Dreams. Steve Miller Band is $19.99. Book of Dreams. $19.99, and Simple Minds, Alive and Kicking, $14.99 for Simple Minds, $14.99. Ray Charles, 7 Spanish Angels and Other Hits. Ray Charles is $19.99. Leonard Skinner was on the second label. It's actually the first MCA pressing after they were off the Sounds of the South. That is probably a 1974 pressing, which is OG year, $34.99. Very clean. Christopher is in on the Stones at $45. Craig Weatherford wants SM for Simple Minds. Cynthia was second. Patrick Carter wants JD, which is, I think he's about to bid on Joy Division. That was another great crate. Let me go through those again very quickly. We got 2 auctions already up, so let me remind you though, we are live right now. It's Monday night. We're doing random records. Not a lot of this was really shown. While they're bidding on that, I'm going to take one more peek again behind the counter to try to find those boots. The rainbow, the blondie. I really don't know. I had them out and I took pictures of them, and now they've disappeared. I have a feeling they're in one of these mini bins behind the counter. There is some new vinyl here that Ed unboxed. We do have new vinyl, but guess what? We didn't have any of it marked yet, so I do have some stuff here I'm going to show you. I do have some on sale new vinyl. Yeah, there's all the stuff from, am I getting close here? I figured I just stuck them in the back of one of these bins here, but There's some I'm also trying to find at least maybe one autograph we hadn't shown. Here's one autograph. Here's another autograph on it. I know this to be very authentic, and here's another autograph. Here's some autographs we can show. So, and then here's some new vinyl. I redid the entire front part of the store last night. New shelving, new crates. I re-sorted our bins. It took me a lot of time, but it looks a lot better now. I've been wanting to do that. I pulled out 2 autographs from the Pittsburgh collection. I've got some new vinyl. And Joy Division is a $65 start. Looking for Rolling Stones tattoo. I do not have Rolling Stones Tattoo You right now. I don't have a new copy, and I don't know where a vintage copy is either. Final call on these. Christopher Morris is at 45 on the Stones. I don't know where one is right now. 45 with Patch or Christopher Morris, and Scott Jokumstaller's at 70 on Joy Division. I don't have a copy of that on hand. I don't have a new copy, nor do I have a vintage copy that I can get to. Very quickly, here's what's left in here. Live, Alone in America, Graham Parker, shrink wrap and hop sticker, $24.99. The Best of the Outsiders, that's in shrink wrap, $12.99. Time Won't Let Me. Painted Faces, Anxious Color, $36.99. Roy Orbison, Mystery Girl, shrink wrap and hop sticker, 1989 pressing, $39.99. Ray Charles, A Message from the People, $19.99. Ray Charles Greatest Hits Volume 1, $19.99. We 5, You Were on My Mind, $9.99. Eagles Live, 2 LP, inner sleeves and poster, $39.99. New bids all of a sudden on both auctions. The Rolling Stones is at $55 and Joy Division's at $75. Fancy, Wild Thing, $16.99. Luther Vandross, Any Love, shrink wrap hop sticker, $19.99. Tom Petty, You're Gonna Get It. I've just went ahead and slipped that one back in the bin. $34.99 for Tom Petty. Really, really surprised that's still available. Kara Bauer says she'll take the Eagles Live. Debbie Blair says she wants the Outsiders. Christopher's out on the Rolling Stones. Sherry has that for $55. That's between Sherry and Christopher Brusha. Christopher Morris is out. Joy Division is now at $75 with James Bragg. Jerry Jeff is a white label promo for $24.99. The vinyl on Joy Division, from what I looked at, and we have no notes, it looked near mint minus. The cover, as you can see, it has a little bit of patina on it, a little bit of discoloration. I'm going to have to call it VG, maybe VG Plus, because it doesn't really have any rips or tears, but it has a little bit of aging on it. So the vinyl, that was very nice. I think that's the first time Coletco's ever had this record, which is incredible. This was called The Time, Pandemonium. The Time is still available in shrink wrap, $36.99. Greg Kihn Band was $16.99. Also, Pink Floyd, still available, Uma Guma, $39.99. I don't think I have a copy of Beatles for sale either. Do I have a copy? Yes. I probably have 100 copies. Do I have one out for sale? No, I don't, and I'm not exaggerating. There's no telling how many of those we have in the back, but they're all like VG and VG minus condition. We have a world record amount of Beatles LPs in stock, but they're just not in the best of condition like most of them are. Ray Charles, Cool and the Gang was $14.99. We have Eric Clapton, There's One in Every Crowd, $34.99. Steve Martin, Wild and Crazy Guy, surprised that's still there for $19.99. Book of Dreams is still available. Ray Charles, another one, and Lynyrd Skynyrd, Second Helping. I'm surprised Lynyrd Skynyrd's still there. Steve Miller Band, Steve Martin, also Pink Floyd, The Time, Tom Petty, and the Roy Orbison. There's a couple I'm like, I can't believe these hadn't sold. Roger Ramjet says he'll take the Eric Clapton. We have a final call on Joy Division. Joy Division is at $75 of James Bragg. The Rolling Stones is now at $80. That's a battle between Sherry and Christopher Brescia. All right, I would love to get your son a With the Beatles. With the Beatles is a UK title. So quick little story on that. That was the title for the UK. It's here in the United States, it's kind of known as Meet the Beatles. The UK album has 12 tracks. Most of the UK albums have 14 tracks, and the US albums usually only had 10 tracks. That way Capitol could put out more singles and make more money off the Beatles. But that's kind of a tougher one to get. You said With the Beatles. I retract that. I probably don't have that many copies of With the Beatles. I have that many copies of Meet the Beatles. But that's a little bit tougher one to find. All right, James Bragg, you get Joy Division for $75. Sherry's out on the Stones. Final call on this for $80. The Pink Floyd was Uma Guma, near mint minus copy on that. This is some new vinyl that was over here in like a section that I never show. I'm going to show it one time, and then I'm going to try to resort it, but some of the stuff we hadn't shown in a long time, like John Coltrane, Blue Train, and this is a Blue Note tone poet, $49.99. John Coltrane, Blue Train, Blue Note, $49.99. Blue Note tone poet. Thelonious Monk and John Coltrane, that is $48.99. That's an original jazz classics. And Chet Baker, Mr. B, music on vinyl, limited and numbered, $38.99. All right, the Rolling Stones is sold for $80 to Christopher Bruscia. That's sold to Christopher Bruscia for $80. Here's an autograph, unpromoted autograph, random one from the Pittsburgh collection, but we have already sold one of these before. And this is going to be I think I know what the last one brought, so I'm going to start this one at $55. This is an autographed copy of The Best of Spirit, featuring two of the original members, Randy California and Ed Cassidy. The vinyl is EX Plus, Near Mint Minus, and this is The Best of Spirit, autographed by Randy California and Ed Cassidy. That's a $55 start. $55 start on that. We also have Dr. John, The Montreux Years. Dr. John is $44.99. Curtis Mayfield, that's on translucent blue vinyl, $29.99. Curtis Mayfield, $29.99. I've got another autograph pulled over here. We'll do that one in just a second. But first, we have an album called Tracy Chapman, Crossroads. This was Tracy Chapman's second album. Another one we don't get too often. We sold her self-titled Fast Car album just a moment ago. This is a $65 start. This is Tracy Chapman, Crossroads, and this is a $65 start. Very nice jacket, original inner sleeve. Tracy Chapman, $65 start on that. The Rolling Stones was a 12-inch single, Brent. Sorry, I'm just now seeing your comment. That was a 12-inch or not a 12-inch single. It was a die-cut Rolling Stones single shaped like the Lips, 1984 UK. That has already sold. Pharoah Sanders Africa, limited to 1,000 on orange and black marbled vinyl, $44.99. Pharoah Sanders Moonchild is $38.99. John Lee Hooker self-titled, $28.99. We got two copies of that. John Lee Hooker Burning, Craft on red vinyl, $36.99. John Lee Hooker and Seven Nights, $31.99. Boogie with John Lee Hooker, $33.99. There's several new John Lee Hookers. Ella Fitzgerald live in Montreux, $33.99. Joe Maynard's in on Tracy Chapman at $65. And final call if you want to get it a bid on the autographed Spirit album for $55. Funkadelic, Maggot Brain, $59.99. Beastie Boys, Ill Communication, $49.99. That's a 2LP. Also Nos, The Lost Tapes. Nos is $41.99, The Lost Tapes. We got two copies of Run the Jewels. This is a 2LP indie exclusive on yellow vinyl, $49.99, and this is actually called Run the Jewels Quattro. I think it's a new remix. Yep, $49.99. Also Run the Jewels. This is called Run the Jewels 3. That's on limited edition white and gold vinyl, $69.99. All 'em Die on the Beastie Boys. All 'em Die on the Beastie Boys. Yes, this Funkadelic is $59.99. I have another version that is $31.99. It's around here somewhere. There's a cheaper version. This one's a high-quality 2LP remastered from the new high-resolution analog transfers. It also includes a bonus 12-inch. That's why that one's $59.99. Sherry Darnell wants John Lee Hooker ST. That was John Lee Hooker self-titled to Sherry Darnell. Tracy Chapman is sold to Joe Maynard for $65. And if anybody wants the autographed Spirit album, $55. The last one we sold brought $78, I believe. Autographed by Randy California and Ed Cassidy. If anybody wants that, $55 buy now. That is available for a buy now. Last one sold for $78. I'll try another autograph. This one I think we had a couple bidders on. This is Leon Russell. This is another $55 start. It's autographed by Leon Russell. It's called Life and Love, which I guess we get that album occasionally. This is from the Pittsburgh collection. As I've said before, we guarantee all of our autographs to be 100% authentic. This is actually a really nice copy of this album, original inner sleeve, and the vinyl is nice as well. That's an autographed Leon Russell, Life and Love, $55 start. Allum says he'll take the Funkadelic. That's as long as Chase Arnold doesn't want it. And there's another Nos, The Lost Tapes, $41.99. We also have DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, also known as Will Smith, $36.99. Diana Ross, The Greatest Hits, that is $59.99. And Billie Eilish is $36.99. Billie Eilish is $36.99. The Alan Jackson's Greatest Hits is also $36.99. $36.99 for Alan Jackson's Greatest Hits. Autographed Leon Russell, looking for a $55 start. Back up to the auctions. I've got something here called Pump Up the Jam Technotronic, the album. This is in VG Plus condition, $25 start. Pump Up the Jam Tetranotric. I just said it correctly a moment ago. Let me reset my brain. Tetranotric. I just said it fine earlier. Now it's not coming out correctly. $25 start. Pump Up the Jam. That's a lot easier. VG Plus condition. Technotronic. Thank you, Craig. My brain went just mush there for a second. $25 start on there. It's like I entered a different dimension or something. Next crate. Here is our next crate. Let's go through it. Technotronic. That's what I needed for. Thank you. The NOS album was $41.99. That's in VG Plus condition, looking for a $25 start. And final call if you want the Leon Russell Life in Love. That's a $55 start. Okay, Alam Dye says he wants the John Lee Hookers. Is that plural, as in you want all of them? If so, I'll sell them to you. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 different John Lee Hookers. There's Boogie with John Lee Hooker. There's John Lee Hooker and 7 Nights, Burning with John Lee Hooker, and John Lee Hooker self-titled. Let me know if you do want all 4 of those. Technotronics at $25. Ice Cream Castle, the time. Ice Cream Castle is $26.99. Ice Cream Castle is $26.99 the time. We also have U2 War, $34.99. U2 War, $34.99. Also, I want to let y'all know how popular our record sales are. I think about y'all 6 nights a week. Right now, our group chat with our coin and knife buyers is talking trash about me because we never have coin and knife sales anymore. So that happens quite often. I wish I could have coin and knife sales every night like records. We're trying to do that, but it's just too much going on right now. Brian C. says he'll take the time. Warren Wilkie says you don't. I know. We do this 6 nights a week. That would mean we'd have to do it in the mornings or on Sundays. So, because we got to have these 6 nights a week. We have way too many records. Joe Maynard is at 55 on Leon Russell. That's a final call. And Technotronic is at 25, and that is a final call. We'll have one very soon in the next year, I promise. Let's see here. We have Leon Russell, final call on that for 55. Johnny Williams says he'll take one of the Alan Jackson's greatest hits. This is so to Johnny Williams. Looking for the song Boom Boom. That is on this album right here called Burning. That is on Burning. If you want that one, let me know. It's $36.99 on red vinyl. No metal picture disc tonight. No metal picture disc tonight. We've sold a couple picture discs, but they hadn't been they hadn't been metal. Urban Cowboy soundtrack, $19.99. Urban Cow soundtrack, $19.99. And Dr. John plays Mac Ribbennock. That is $49.99. There's a Dr. John we don't see too often. Shrink Wrap, $49.99. All right, let's sell this to Joe Maynard for $55. We're also going to sell Craig Weatherford the Technotronic. I was missing the O there. That's sold to Craig Weatherford for $25. Those are done. We pulled the time. We pulled the Alan Jackson. And we have Alam Dye saying he'll take John Lee Hooker. That's sold to Alam Dye. And Brent Robley says he'll take the Dr. John. That's something we don't get too often. Coin and knife. Yes, for those that's fairly new, we also deal in a lot of other stuff besides records. I just unfortunately am not a clone and I can't have a lot of auctions. I can't have 4 auctions at the same time. But yes, if we could have coin and knife auctions every night, we would be live just like this, selling coins and knives and silver and gold, and there would be people watching and we'd be selling just like this. But right now we have to focus on vinyl. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. This is actually an OG copy, $25 start. The Aerosmith's Greatest Hits, very clean, about a VG Plus cover, pretty strong. That's a $25 start. That's Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. Also, we've got a Bunny Wailer album. This is called Marketplace. Bunny Wailer is a $25 start. Bunny Wailer, and this is actually a Jamaican press. That's an original Jamaican press on the Solomonic label. $25 start on Bunny Wailer Marketplace. All righty. So we have Aerosmith is at $25. I feel like is Techno a full album? Yes, but it's already sold. Technotronic is already sold. We have 2 albums only left in this crate. I feel like We've been in this crate. I've restarted it like 5 times for some reason, but I don't guess I have. We still got U2 War OG, and we have the classic Urban Cowboy soundtrack. Jimmy Buffett, the Eagles, Dan Fogelberg, Mickey Gilley, Anne Murray, Bonnie Raitt, Linda Ronstadt, Bob Skaggs, Bob Seger, Joe Walsh. That's the only 2 left in here right now. We have Golden Earring, Moontan. Golden Earring is $34.99 for Moontan. Golden Earring, $34.99. Dion sings his greatest hits. Dion is $14.99, sings his greatest hits. The Eagles on the border. The Eagles, textured cover, very clean, very nice. $34.99 on the Eagles. And we have The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Ennio Morricone soundtrack. This is $19.99. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Ecstasy of Gold, the Metallica song, $19.99. Back up to the top. Aerosmith is at $25. Bunny Whalers at $25. Bunny Whalers at $25. Bunny Whalers at $30. Eddie Manning bid $26 on Aerosmith. Dylan's at $32 on Bunny Whaler. So $26 on Aerosmith, $32 on Bunny Whaler. That's where we're at. There's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Also the Eagles, Dion, Golden Earring is still available. Roy Orbison, For the Lonely, a Roy Orbison anthology of hits, 1956 to 1965. That is $34.99. Gil Scott-Heron, The Revolution Will Not Be Televised, $19.99. Very interesting. Gil Scott-Heron, $19.99. We also have, what's this say? The Cocteau Twins. This is 1984 UK, $49.99. The Cocteau Twins, $49.99 on the Cocteau Twins. Also, we have Dread Zeppelin, $5 million. What do we have here? This is the Led Zeppelin cover band, Dread Zeppelin, $24.99. I was about to say, if this is a Led Zeppelin boot, we got to auction it. But I think this is that Led Zeppelin, I don't know if you call them a cover band or is this like a spoof band? $24.99. Dread Zeppelin, $5 million. Interesting. $24.99. Okay, we have Bunny Whaler, $25. Bunny Whaler, $30. We was already at $32. U2, Tom, was $34.99. U2 War was $34.99. Mike Massey wants the Cocteau Twins. That's sold to Mike Massey. Craig was second. Denise is at $28 on Aerosmith. Thomas Hujar wanted CT. That was the Cocteau Twins. So, Thomas, you were third. Neil Brashear on Dread Zeppelin. Wyatt Akins was second. And the title, Mike Massey, was called, that's what I was trying to figure out. Treasure? Yeah, Treasure. Treasure. All right. Let's see. Aerosmith is at 28. And final call on Bunny Whaler for 32 with Dylan Weishaupt. Bunny Whaler's at 32 with Dylan Weishaupt Marketplace, and Aerosmith's at 28. Okay, Flint. Flint is a 1978 white label promo, $19.99. George Ellis is back in on Bunny Whaler at 35. ABBA's Greatest Hits, $19.99 for ABBA's Greatest Hits. X-Salon, what does this say? X-Clan. X-Clan, To the East Blackwards. That is $49.99 from 1990. X-Clan, shrink wrap, limited edition vinyl pressing with hop sticker. Interesting. To the East Blackwards. That's from 1990. Shrink wrap and hop stickers. $49.99. Dire Straits, Sultans of Swing, 12-inch single from the UK. $34.99. Never seen that before. 12-inch single. $34.99. The Godfather soundtrack. It's an OG 72 Scranton press. $29.99 for the Godfather soundtrack. And My Death, Mort Schumann, $24.99 from 1969. Bunny Whalers at $35, $37, $37. We're now on a final call on Aerosmith for $28. Jetstream wants the Godfather soundtrack. That is sold to Jetstream. Next, we have the Monkees' Greatest Hits. This is one of their older compilations. 69 Rockaway press, $49.99. $49.99, the Monkees' Greatest Hits. Neil says he's going to pass on the Dread Zeppelin, so give that to Wyatt Akins instead, and Jetstream needs to put back the Godfather, so those are all still available. Abbey Road is a 1969 Jacksonville press, $64.99. This actually looks very nice. The Beatles' Abbey Road, 69 Jacksonville press, 69 Jacksonville press, $64.99. Get my 60s mixed up there. Ray Campy and his Rockabilly Rebels, Rockabilly Music, that's $14.99. And Jerry Rafferty, City to City, $19.99. Jerry Rafferty, City to City. All right, it's time to sell some auctions. Denise gets the Aerosmith for $28, and Bunny Whaler is sold to Dylan Weishaupt for $37. Those are sold for $28 and $37. Color Me Bad, I Adore Me Amore. That is $12.99. Next auctions, which I was hoping it would be some of our bootlegs, but I don't know what I've done with them. Next is the Blasting Concept and SST compilation. That sounds cool. This has got Black Flag on it, Husker Du, Stains, Overkill, Meat Puppets, Minute Men. The vinyl's in VG Plus condition, and this is a $35 start. There's a very questionable cover that's going on there. That's not pleasant, and that's a $35 start. The Blasting Concept and SST compilation of music from Black Flag, Minutemen, Husker Du, Meat Puppets, Worm, Stains, Overkill, and more. That's a $35 start. No condition notes on it either. About a VG Plus cover, and I have Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston, the name of the album is Whitney Houston. It's self-titled. This is a $25 start on Whitney Houston. $25 start. Near mint minus vinyl, original Arista sleeve. $25 start on that. So Whitney and the Blasting Concept up for auction. Back to the bin, the Rolling Stones Some Girls. $34.99 for the Rolling Stones Some Girls. And we also have the Eagles Greatest Hits Volume 2. The Eagles Greatest Hits Volume 2. $34.99 on that. $34.99 on that. Let's see what else we got going over here. I got a really nice UK pressing of a Stones album coming up on deck. But before that, we have Brent Robley on the Flint album. This is sold to Brent Robley. Flint, sold to Brent Robley. And we have Lefty Diaz, Somebody Stole My Christmas. Chicago Blues Festival. Lefty is $19.99. B Smoker was first on the SST comp at $35. Fred Carnell, you're second. And we're looking for a $25 start on Whitney Houston. The Eggplant That Ate Chicago, Dr. West, Medicine Show, and Junk Band. $24.99. Dr. West, Medicine Show, and Junk Band. The Eggplant That Ate Chicago, $24.99. Kara Bauer wants the Eagles Greatest Hits Volume 2, sold to Kara. Bobby Durham, Where I Grew Up. Bobby Durham is $14.99. Fred's at $36 on SST. ABBA's Greatest Hits Volume 2 is $19.99. And Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. This is in shrink wrap. It looks like it has the original inner sleeve. And it has Robert Lugwood, RL, Bob Lugwood mastering, $34.99 on Dire Straits. Santana, New Gold Disc. This is a Santana compilation from the Philippines. Santana is $19.99. Santana compilation, $19.99. SST is $36 with Fred Carnell going once, going twice. B Smoker, you're out. And Whitney Houston is a $25 buy now. The band is called Eagles without the. That is impossible to say without the. If you can say the Eagles when you're showing an album without saying the in front of it, then you have a magical skill. We also have $1 Million Weekend with the Ventures, $9.99. $1 Million Weekend with the Ventures, $9.99. And we have Melanie Madrigada. That's a Melanie album I've never seen before, $14.99. John Smetzer first on the Whitney Houston for a $25 buy it now. And before that, Jetstream wants the Santana compilation. So Jetstream got Santana. We had John Smetzer got Whitney Houston for a $25 buy it now. Lisa, you were second. Jane is going to get the Melanie album. That's sold to Jane Fink and Christopher Brusha on the Ventures. Final call on the SST comp. I'm waiting for B Smoker to say in or out. But in the meantime, I've got another Whitney Houston album. This one's also going to be a $25 start. This is Whitney Houston. The other one was called Whitney Houston. This one's called Whitney. Has the original inner sleeve. That is a $25 start. Whitney Houston, that's a $25 start. That is, I Just Want to Dance with Somebody. We have, first, we have Eric Clapton featuring Jack Bruce and Ginger Bacon, Rockin' on the Road, $34.99. $34.99. The Very Best of Roy Orbison, $16.99. The Very Best of Roy Orbison, $16.99. B Smoker's out. Fred Carnell gets the SST comp for $36. Whitney Houston is a $25 start if anybody wants it. It's now up for bid. And here's a Rolling Stones album. John's got it stickered. It's a 68 UK press of Beggar's Banquet, which is something we don't get too often. Beggar's Banquet. It is a gatefold. The bottom spines need to be re-glued, as you can tell. Looks like those have come disconnected, which is actually an easy fix. Don't really discount too much from the cover condition because that can be fixed. But take a look at this label. This is a 68 UK pressing of the Rolling Stones, Beggar's Banquet. The vinyl is beautiful, something we don't get too often on this label, this pressing, and in this grade. $85 start. The Rolling Stones, Beggar's Banquet. It is a gatefold. We've got it in a new anti-static, and that is an $85 start, Beggar's Banquet. Joe Maynard is in on Whitney Houston at 25, Darren's at 28. Next in the bin is Eric Clapton August, $34.99 for Eric Clapton August. ABBA, the singles, is $29.99. ABBA, the singles, and Dr. John, Such a Night, live in London. Dr. John is $29.99. Brent Robley needs to put back Flint. Darren Davis is at 28 on Whitney Houston. We're looking for an $85 start on the Stones. There's the Eagles, One of These Nights, $34.99 for the Eagles. One of These Nights, $34.99. That's now up for bid. I have some other auctions in here. Actually, I have some stuff that I was going to pull for auction, but I'm going to go ahead and make them buy it nows. And a couple of them was these Tangerine Dream albums. I'm actually going to show them one at a time. Here is Tangerine Dream, Lily on the Beach, $24.99. Tangerine Dream, Willie on the Beach. The reason is because I put up one earlier and no one bid on it, and then somebody ended up buying it, but I was going to auction those if there was some interest, but there's one we had it stickered for $24.99. Brent Robley wants to put back Flint. That is Flint. That is $19.99, 78 white label promo. Brent Robley says he'll take the Dr. John, and Daniel Cody is in on the Stones at $85. Joe Maynard is back in on Whitney Houston for $30. Joe Maynard is back in on Whitney Houston for $30, and that's a final call. And Darren Davis, let me know if you want back in or out. Also, final call on the Stones. Dr. John's already sold. So I'm just going to read the titles that's left in here. A little bit too much to do a full recap, but I'm just going to read the titles. If you want price or condition, let me know, and we might go back through it again a little bit later. And I do have another crate coming up after this. Yep, I got many more crates coming up after this. There's the Urban Cowboy soundtrack. Kind of surprised that's still there. Also, Golden Earring. We have Dion, the Eagles on the Border, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Roy Orbison, Gil Scott-Heron, U2 War, ABBA's Greatest Hits, X-Clan, Dire Straits, Sultans of Swing, 12-inch single, and Mort Schumann. ABBA price. We have, I think, a couple different ABBAs in here. There's ABBA's Greatest Hits, $19.99, and we had, was there an ABBA singles collection? Was there an ABBA singles collection, maybe? There's multiple ABBAs, I believe. That one, that first one there, this ABBA's Greatest Hits, the singles. Yeah, I think there was a singles too. Let's see here. Yeah, ABBA the singles. Let me put it back here. That was $29.99. That's a 2 LP compilation. That's a ABBA the singles, the first 10 years, $29.99. Darren's back in on Whitney Houston at 32. So Joe Maynard, you're out. Joe's back in at 34. Let's go ahead and sell the Rolling Stones for $85 to Daniel Cody. Daniel, you get Beggar's Banquet for $85. Very nice. Next is X-Clan Details. It's a 1990 pressing, I think, for $89. Actually, let me just find it. Hold on one second. Clay Moore. So he asked about the singles. Christopher Brusha says he'll take the Flint album. So this is sold to Christopher Brusha. Price on GBU. Give me 1 second. U2 price was $34.99. GBU was Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That was $19.99. Surprised that's still there. Darren's out on Whitney Houston, so final call on that. It's Joe Maynard at 34. Roy Orbison, Gil Scott-Heron. U2 War was $34.99. We had ABBA's Greatest Hits. X-Clan was a 1990 pressing for $49.99. $49.99. Shrink wrap and hop stickers. 1990 X-Clan. There's Dire Straits. Darren Meyer says he'll take U2 War. That is sold to Darren Meyer, OG copy of that. And we had the Godfather soundtrack, the Monkees' Greatest Hits. We had the Beatles' Abbey Road, Ray Campy, Jerry Rafferty, City to City, great album here. Baker Street, Right Down the Line, that is $19.99, Jerry Rafferty. Jeb82 says he will take the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly soundtrack. That's sold to Jeb82. We still had the Color Me Bad, I Adore Mia Moore, the Rolling Stones, Some Girls, Lefty Diaz, The Eggplant That Ate Chicago, Dr. West Medicine Show, and Junk Band. Bobby Durham, ABBA's Greatest Hits Volume 2. So we have an ABBA singles, ABBA's Greatest Hits, and ABBA's Greatest Hits Volume 2. That's a lot of ABBA compilations. Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms, original Bob Lugwood mastering, Eric Clapton and Cream, Rockin' on the Road. Also, the very best of Roy Orbison, Eric Clapton, August. The Eagles, One of These Nights, and Tangerine Dream, Lily on the Beach is $24.99. Let's go ahead and sell Whitney Houston to Joe Maynard for $34. That's sold to him for $34. And David Polkey says he'll take Dire Straits' Brothers in Arms. That means it's time for another Tangerine Dream buy now. This Tangerine Dream is $19.99. Flashpoint, original motion picture soundtrack as done by Tangerine Dream, $19.99 on that one. There's a Flashpoint. That's a buy now. I have an Eric B. and Rakim album called Paid in Full. This is in VG Plus condition. It's an $85 start. It's a 1989 OG Eric B. and Rakim Paid in Full. Yes, this is the full album. 1987 has a plastic original inner sleeve, VG Plus vinyl, and VG Plus cover. Eric B. and Rakim. Don't get those too often. Paid in Full, that's an $85 start. And I have sealed Steve Earle. We had an OG copy that I think sold for about what I'm going to start this one at. Perfectly sealed Steve Earle Copperhead Road. Very nice. It is a cutout. Does have a saw mark there. It's sealed. Very nice shrink wrap with the hype sticker. $75 start. Steve Earle Copperhead Road. $75 start. $75 start on that. So there's our next two auctions. I'm going to put this bin away and grab another one. If anybody decides they want anything, please let me know. We've already been through 2, 4, 6 bins. We've already been through 6 bins. And Tanner, if you want to set this aside, I'm going to grab this bin right here on the table. So let me run through some of these titles right quick. I still got more new vintage arrivals that have never been shown before. But first, I'm going to go through a little bit of new vinyl here and remind you of some fantastic titles we have in stock. First, we have the Stranger Things Seasons 1 and 2 soundtrack. I think I'm about to restart this. I think I told you I watched the entire series and one of the favorite series I've ever watched before. I think it's about time to start it. It's spooky season, right? I think by the time you get going on this, and it's going to be September, October, perfect time to start Stranger Things over. $29.99. Let it consume some more of my life. We got bids on both auctions. $85 on Eric B. and Steve Earle's at $75. This is music from Seasons 1 and 2. It also includes a poster. And, of course, that's great. If you've even never watched Stranger Things, this is a great compilation for $29.99. The Clash, The Police, The Bangles, Echo and the Bunnymen, Corey Hart, Duran Duran, Joy Division, Psychedelic Furs, Jim Croce, Toto, Devo, Bon Jovi, Cyndi Lauper, The Romantics, Fad Gadget, Scorpions, Peter Gabriel, New Order. Yeah, great compilation. We have the new Steely Dan remastered Pretzel Logic. Pretzel Logic is $36.99. Pretzel Logic is $36.99. And NXS Kick. This is one of the last copies we have left on clear vinyl. NXS Kick. Gatefold. Clear vinyl. $31.99. Public Enemy. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back. Public Enemy is $36.99. Nina Simone. I Put a Spell on You. $36.99. Nina Simone has the song Feeling Good on it. And I Put a Spell on You, of course, $36.99. Final call on Steve Earle for $75, and final call on Eric B. for $85. I'm about to sell both of those. Stranger Things is on black vinyl. The only colored vinyls are sold at Walmart and Targets. Unfortunately, they don't allow us to have colored vinyl here at retail stores. So no colored vinyl for Stranger Things here unless we get it in a collection and we have it used or sealed. We have Dirty Dancing, $28.99. Dirty Dancing's a new and sealed soundtrack for $28.99, and REM, New Adventures in Hi-Fi. REM is $46.99. New Adventures in Hi-Fi, $46.99 for REM. Also, White Light, White Heat, that's part of that Abbey Road Half-Speed Master Series, $36.99. And Jim Croce, I Got a Name, on bone white vinyl, $33.99. Jeff, I hadn't put it up because I don't know where they're at. I'm still trying to find them. I was about to text my mom and see if she'd seen them if I left them out this morning somewhere. One of the last things I do before I leave here in the mornings is I take pictures of stuff and then I make those posts. I don't know where those records are at. I have misplaced them. Those 4 boots I posted, I have no idea where they're at. Tanner, we got James Bragg getting Eric B. for $85, and Daniel Cody is going to get Steve Earle for $75. Also, Craig Weatherford says he'll take the Tangerine Dream Lily from the last crate. Let's sell this to, who did I just say? Craig Weatherford, you get the Tangerine Dream Willie. We have Slipknot live at Madison Square Garden, $44.99. And Towns Van Zandt, A Far Cry from Dead, $36.99. I'm still looking. I walk behind the counter every 20 minutes or so and try to find those records, but so far, no look. Here's a Roy Orbison I had never seen before. This is called Roy Orbison and Friends, a black and white night live in shrink wrap from 1989 with the original sleeve. Never had this one before. $35 start. That's Roy Orbison and Friends, a black and white night live. $35 start. That's something I had never seen before. I'm going to make that a buy it now. I got some stuff I pulled for auction, and let's put this up. Sinead O'Connor. I don't think we've actually seen one of her records since she passed away. This is The Lion and the Cobra, Sinead O'Connor. No condition notes on the vinyl. This is an OG Carrollton press, and that's going to be a $25 start. 1987, Sinead O'Connor, Sinead, and it has a little bit of cover damage up here. $25 start. So about a VG cover because of those staining. No condition notes on the vinyl. Sinead O'Connor is a $25 start. Korn, this is their Untitled album. This is a 10th anniversary edition on glow in the dark. The jacket glows in the dark. $39.99. Sinead O'Connor is a $25 start. And we have Def Leppard Hysteria, 2 LP remaster of Def Leppard Hysteria, $48.99. Talking Heads 77, $31.99. Disturbed, 10,000 Fist, featuring the hit song Stricken, Land of Confusion, and 10,000 Fist, $31.99. Rush, Clockwork Angels, Rush is $39.99. No Doubt, self-titled, is $29.99. Rammstein is $96.99. Rammstein, this one's called Schizenschutt, not their 1997 album, however you say that in German. $96.99 for Rammstein. Also, Michael Jackson Thriller is $28.99. The Wallflowers is $34.99. The 20th anniversary of the Wallflowers and Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair, new and sealed, $39.99. We have Alice in Chains Dirt Redo. That's a cover version of Alice in Chains Dirt, $36.99. Alice in Chains Live 2006, $39.99. And Alice in Chains Live 1990, colored vinyl. Those last two are unofficials, $24.99. All right, it's time for another crate of new vintage arrivals that we have not shown tonight. Another crate of new vintage arrivals that we have not shown tonight. The Rammstein is $96.99. $96.99 on Rammstein. $96.99. Seen Such. All right, Roy Orbison. If anybody wants it, it's a $35 buy it now, and no one bid on Sinead O'Connor. If anybody wants it, it's a $25 buy it now. $35 on Roy Orbison and $25 on Sinead O'Connor. Those are all now first come, first serve. First, we have the Paladins. How did you say that? This is called R&R, $14.99. We had one earlier, and we have Robert Palmer Pressure Drop. Robert Palmer is $19.99. Robert Palmer Pressure Drop, $19.99. Okay, Zach, I didn't see where you put a numerical after Sinead O'Connor. So I didn't know. Sometimes people do that thinking it's a buy it now, and then they actually bid. So we'll put this back up for auction. I do see where you put Sinead, but you never did put a numerical. So make sure if you're bidding, you put Sinead and then the actual bid. Let's put this back up. Zach, if you don't mind to go ahead and bid 25, now we need to put that back up for auction. So Zach, put Sinead and then put 25. That's going once, going twice. Roy Orbison is sold to Fred Carnell for $35. Brent Robley, you were second. Ian, you were third. Brent Robley says he'll take it. That's the Paladins. Thank you, the Paladins. The Paladins. Sinead's now at 27, and Thomas Hujar wants Robert Palmer. Yes, if you're bidding on auction, just make sure you put the numerical. No problem there, but make sure you put the numerical. Otherwise, I'm not for sure if you were. Some people, they'll see a record. They might even be watching About Sounds, and they think I'm just showing it, and they're going to go ahead and grab it. And then they find out it's an auction, and then they don't want to bid, which happens almost every night. Our next auction is going to be the Beau Brummels. This is called Bradley's Barn. That was here in Mount Juliet, just right down the road. Very famous recording place, Bradley's Barn. This is by the Beau Brummels. It's a white label promo, and this is a $35 start. This is the Beau Brummels, Bradley's Barn, $35 start. Sinead O'Connor's at $27 with Darren Davis. Darren Davis. So, Zach, you're back out. We officially have an auction going on this. And Patty was actually the first to claim it after the buy it now. But Zach did technically bid, so we're at 27. 35 on Bradley's Barn. David Bowie Low, this is VG condition for $14.99. VG condition, $14.99 on David Bowie Low. And Tangerine Dream is $26.99. Tangerine Dream is $26.99. I slipped in David Bowie. It's the only record in this bin in check condition. So Chris Bijak gets David Bowie. That's sold to him for $14.99. Barry Seagrave, you're second. There's Tangerine Dream, and I forgot to read the title. Optical Race, $26.99 for Optical Race, Tangerine Dream. John Lennon Imagine, very nice looking copy here. It also has the poster with it, $34.99 for John Lennon Imagine, $34.99. Final call on Sinead O'Connor. Darren Davis has that for $27, going twice, going 3 times. Paul is at $35 on the Beau Brummels. Paul's in on $35 on the Beau Brummels. That's going once, going twice, both of those. The Panic Brothers in the red, $12.99, 1987 UK. We have J.J. Cale. Naturally, J.J. Cale is $34.99. Naturally, Paul's probably like, dang it, Chad, I wanted to buy that. Now it's up for auction. Maybe everybody be nice to you, Paul. Maybe everybody be nice to you. If you bid against him, he'll remember that on Thursday night when you're asking for his best price on a record. The O'Connors, is that what that says? The O'Kanes, Tired of Running. The O'Kanes is $9.99. Thomas Hujar wants J.J. Cale. And we have So Long, Harry Truman, Danny O'Keefe. That's in shrink wrap, $19.99. Look, Brent bumped you by $2. How ironic. Sinead O'Connor is sold for $27 to Darren Davis. That's sold to Darren Davis for $27. Albert Collins and the Icebreakers live in Japan, $29.99. Albert Collins. $37 on Beau Brummels. $2 Paul just got a taste of his own medicine. He just got a taste of his own medicine. Paul may bid on this too. It's a King Crimson album. Oh my gosh. He may bid on this too because I don't think we've had this too many times. This is called The Young Person's Guide to King Crimson. We don't get this too often. $45 start. I think I have a copy. It's too late to check my collection, but this is a King Crimson's compilation, which is hard to do. I don't know. That's a hard thing to do, is to make a compilation of King Crimson music. $45 start. $45 start. This is The Young Person's Guide to King Crimson, and this is a UK pressing. This is a UK pressing. $45 start. 2 LP gatefold. As always, very cool artwork from King Crimson, and that's a 2 LP compilation. 2 LP compilation. There's all their awesome artwork on their albums. That's a $45 start. 2 LP King Crimson, A Young Person's Guide, $45 start. Okay, I think Brent is maybe joking or somewhat retracting his bid, so we'll say still final call to Paul for $35 on Bradley's Barn. I've got to sell that very quickly. A Flock of Seagulls, listen, $24.99. And Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu. Deja Vu is $34.99. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu. Very clean press well. OG pressing of that, $34.99. Flock of Seagulls is still available. So is Albert Collins and Danny O'Keefe and the O'Kanes and the Panic Brothers and John Lennon Imagine with the poster and Tangerine Dream. Let's sell this to Paul for $35. Paul, I started that much less than what John had it marked. So technically, you got a great deal on that. Final call on King Crimson for a $45 start. Final call on that for a $45 start. I'm about to get started on our Japanese stuff if I can't find our bootlegs that I took pictures of. And I promise if I find them, we'll do them tomorrow. I'll put them back in the hot picture. I have no idea what I done with those. I'm trying to think. My mind's going a million miles a minute. I know I took pictures of them there. I bet I left them out and my mother did something with them when she got here this morning. Or Ed or somebody, but I don't know where they're at. So we'll have to do those tomorrow. We have Waylon Jennings. We let one of these in the bin from the Pittsburgh collection. This is Waylon Jennings. This is a picture disc. Waylon Jennings Greatest Hits. Very cool. It's a picture disc. Waylon Jennings Greatest Hits. $25 start on that. Waylon Jennings picture disc. $25 start on that. So that's going up for bid. $25 start. Let's go ahead and make King Crimson a $45 buy it now. That's surprising. A young person's guide to King Crimson. That's a 2 LP UK compilation. I don't think we've had one of those in a long time. Did I leave it at Waffle House? I may have. Gideon's at $25 on Waylon. Beast Smokers at $25. Craig Weatherford wants Tangerine Dream. That's sold to Craig Weatherford. Some Iron Maiden. We'll do some of those next week, or maybe later this week, if not next week. We have Godfrey Daniel, Take a Sad Song. That is sealed on Atlantic. Wow, looks like an older Atlantic record too, 1972. That is sealed, $14.99. Waylon's at $30. And we have J.J. Cale Shades. A couple J.J. Cales we haven't had in a while. There's another one, $34.99. Here's a Grateful Dead that I usually wasn't going to show until we had Grateful Dead night, but we have been showing some of their albums. We did the other night, but here's a very desirable album. It's called Europe 72, the Grateful Dead. That is the second label. It's a triple LP. It's called Europe 72, Live Grateful Dead. There's the iconic cover. And this is the Palm Tree label, Winchester Press, triple LP, $65 start. Looks like it's very, very nice on the vinyl and very, very nice cover as well. VG Plus on the cover, $65 start. Gideon's at $35 on Waylon Jennings. Brent Robley says he'll take the J.J. Kell. Etta James, Sticking to My Guns. That is sealed, $24.99. Etta James is sealed from 1990, $24.99. Etta James is $24.99. And then You Can Tell Me Goodbye, The Casinos. The Casinos is $19.99. Zach is in on the Grateful Dead at $65. B Smoker, you're out on Waylon Jennings. My birthday? I don't know. I don't like that question. I don't know. I'm going to leave that a mystery. You'll find out. It'll be public knowledge whenever it actually is my birthday. There'll be lots of people on that day saying, happy birthday, Chad. Down and Out Blues, Sonny Boy Williamson. Down and Out Blues is sealed, $29.99. Classic blues album by Sonny Boy Williamson. Down and Out Blues. This is a sealed, probably 80s pressing. Actually, no, it's a little bit newer. 2013. $29.99 on Sonny Boy Williamson. John Lennon Mind Games, $24.99. Apple pressing, that's the original label, $29.99. Thomas Hujar on Sonny Boy Williamson. Final call on this. Waylon Jennings, greatest hits picture disc, because Gideon has the high bid at $35 and B Smoker's out. And Zach Kroll has the high bid on Grateful Dead, and that is a final call. I'm going to go ahead and just put King Crimson if anybody wants it. $44.99 for King Crimson. We also have Buffalo Springfield, Last Time Around. That is $34.99. Yellow Atco label on Buffalo Springfield. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and grab our next couple of auctions. Ooh. Wow, let me read you off the titles in our Japanese bin. Olivia Newton-John, Roxy Music, Herbie Hancock, Eric Clapton, 38 Special, Ryan Adams, Wings, Human League, Mick Jagger, Paul Simon, wow, Jim Croce, Paul McCartney, John Denver, the Eagles, 38 Special, Bob Seger, oh my gosh, the Doors. Oh my gosh. Can I get the invoice for that? Because I don't know what to start that one. Night Ranger, because now that I've said it, there's probably going to people go, The Doors! Please put up the Japanese pressing of The Doors. Chad, you've never shown that. I've got our first two here on deck, though. Shakedowns at 67, so new bid. I can tell we have a Grateful Dead fan. If you can see his logo, it's the picture of the Deadhead. Tony Shore says he'll take the King Crimson. That's so to Tony Shore. And Brent Robley says he'll take the Casinos. Let's go ahead and end this auction, Tanner, and that's Gideon Whedon gets the Waylon Jennings picture disc for $35. I just need the tag for The Doors and the David Bowie Space Oddity. The others I'm good with. Okay, here's our next auction. This is a Japanese pressing of Olivia Newton-John's Greatest Hits. Olivia Newton-John's Greatest Hits. This is near mint minus and pristine Japanese vinyl. Super nice and super clean. It has the original anti-static with it. It has the inner sleeve and it has the gatefold cover with Obi. Olivia Newton-John is a $35 start. Her classics, greatest hits, $35 start on that. I do have Pink Floyd Division Bell. It's in stock for $49.99. We have a third and new bidder on the Grateful Dead now with Thomas Hujar at $70. What not? I think it was Sister Christian on that, and the John Denver was Greatest Hits, but I think there was another one. Let me finish this bin, and I'll bring it over here, and we'll flip through them. I'll show them all so y'all can visualize them. Okay. Thank you. Okay, looking for a $35 start on Olivia Newton-John's Greatest Hits. $35 start. Denise Harrison's in. Tony Shore says he'll take copy Division Bell. Yeah, I sorted through all of our Pink Floyd stuff last night, and now we have 2, 4, 6. We got 8 bins dedicated to Pink Floyd. 8 bins dedicated to Pink Floyd. 2, 4, 6 bins dedicated to Led Zeppelin. 2, 4, 6, 8 bins dedicated to Metallica. We have a whole bin of Hendrix, Queen, Alice in Chains, Warren Albums, Fleetwood Mac, Van Halen, Luke Combs, Rolling Stones, AC/DC, 2 bins of AC/DC. I got Ozzy's got his own bin now. Pink Floyd, $49.99. I've got 2 copies left if anybody else wants one. That's sold to Tony Shore. $35 on Olivia Newton-John. Final call on that. Edie Brickell and the New Bohemian, shrink wrap and hop sticker, $34.99. Edie Brickell, original inner sleeve too. No condition notes, $34.99. So, Shakedown and Zach, you're both out on Grateful Dead. Final call on that. And we have Olivia Newton-John is about to be sold to Denise for $35. Joe Maynard wants Edie Brickell. That's sold to Joe Maynard. Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. Another copy. These are all sticker price. This is Robert Ludwig mastering. Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. I want my MTV, $34.99. Uh-oh, it's the Palladians. The Paladins, this is years since yesterday. That's in shrink wrap, $22.99. The Paladins, $22.99. Big Science, Laurie Anderson, $19.99. Big Science, Laurie Anderson, $19.99. That's now a buy it now. Brent Robley wants the Paladin. Zach's back in on the Dead at $75. So Thomas, you're out. Denise Harrison gets Olivia Newton-John for a $35 winning bid. That's so to Denise Harrison. And next is Roxy Music. I don't recall having too many Japanese pressings of this. Roxy Music, the High Road, $45 start. $45 start. This is Roxy Music, the High Road. And this appears to be a very nice copy. It is. Near mint minus and pristine Japanese vinyl. $45 start on Roxy Music. There's the insert. And very nice cover of Obi. Don't see a lot of Japanese Roxy Music come through here. $45 start on this. Thomas Hujar is at 77. He's backing on the Dead. Zach, you're out. So it's between Zach and Thomas. Shakedown says he's out for good. Buffalo Springfield, $34.99. Stop People, What's That Sound? This is a yellow Atco label. Very clean jacket as well, $34.99. And a Flock of Seagulls featuring Iran So Far Away, $24.99 on a Flock of Seagulls. Thomas Hujar is going to be the winning bidder, it looks like, on the Dead, $77. Final call. Chic is $14.99. It does have a cut corner right here, or it does have a saw mark. That is a 77 press, $14.99. J.J. Kill, another one we don't get too often, number 8, $34.99. The Pittsburgh Led Zeppelins. Well, I've been slipping in 3 or 4 every night. About every other night I've done 3 or 4. We'll have a special night for Led Zeppelin. If I'm going to have any, they're going to be in a hot post. If I sell any Led Zeppelin, rare imports or bootlegs, they'll be in a hot post, I promise. I'm not going to sell any unless they're promoted and people know that they're coming. Now, there is probably going to be a night just where we have, like the other night, Saturday night, we had like 30 Beatles auctions. I'm going to do that one night soon. Either Wednesday, we're going to have a special night probably like for Dead albums, Pink Floyd, Bruce Springsteen. We got all these artists that we have hundreds and hundreds of rare albums by and bootlegs. So that's coming soon. When? I don't know exactly. Cynthia Hertrin says she'll take FS, which is Flock of Seagulls. Great price on that based on what I've auctioned for them in the past. Dave Plunkett gets J.J. Kell. Let's go ahead and sell the Grateful Dead for $77 to Thomas Hujar. And if anybody wants Roxy Music, it's a $45 buy it now. Roxy Music is a $45 buy it now. $45 buy it now. Wow. No bid on that. That's something we don't get too often. Let's see if anybody was on standby for that. Japanese Roxy Music. Near mint and with Obi. That's a $45 buy it now if anybody wants it. Okay, still got records to go through in here, but let me grab, let me take a look at this. Some of these, you know, we kind of just got. Let me see how this looks. Whew, boy, this is nice. It's not an OG course. I think OG Chicago. I'm reading David's comments. I have no idea, David. I have not went through everything. I find something every day I didn't know we have. So far, have I seen a Chicago boot? No. Is there one back there? Possibly. But it's hard to explain looking through these records. Everything is different. Every tub has stuff, most of the stuff is records I'd never seen before. So I don't think we've ever offered a Japanese Doors record with an Obi, regardless of when it's from. This looks like a 70s pressing of the Doors self-titled album. Any OG, I have no idea. Do we have some? Possibly. Can I put my hands on it? I don't know. I don't know what we have. We just brought back 20,000 records probably from this buying trip. I was not there when we bought any of them. I have no idea. This is a near mint and pristine copy of the Doors self-titled album. This is going to be a $105 start. This has got the Obi, it's got the insert, the vinyl's pristine, and that's $105 to get that started. Very, very cool. There's the Doors self-titled, $105 on that. What's the RM title? RM, Roxy Music. That was the High Road. The High Road, $45 start. I wish when somebody asks something, I'm not just avoiding your question, but I honestly don't know what we have. I can only tell you what we have when we're selling it. And that's just why I tell people, try to tune in as much as you can. I'll definitely do flip videos. I'll do preview videos. But sometimes I don't know what we're selling it until we're selling it. That's just honest truth. So I don't know what we have or when we're going to sell it. Paul McCartney, Tug of War. This is a $45 start. Just imagine a huge, gigantic room, which is our back room, full of records. I'm talking about wall after wall, tub after tub, and you've never looked through them before. That's what I deal with every day. It's just very difficult, impossible is what I'm trying to say, to figure out what we have. Paul McCartney, Tug of War, very cool. Near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. This is got the original Japanese 2-page flip, and this is a top copy for sure. Thomas needs to put back the Sonny Boy Williamson. You can. Tug of War is a $45 start. Paul McCartney. Doors is a $105 start. Now, I'm going to keep going with this bin. We're in a new bin of vintage stuff that has never been shown before. Cosmos Factory, Creedence Clearwater Revival, $34.99. Catalog number, yes, I read your comment. I forgot to tell you. P-6411E. P-6411E. And keep in mind, this has the Obi, and it's near mint and pristine with the insert. $105 on the Doors. Tony's at $45 on Tug of War. We have Stradivarius Ginger Baker. This is $34.99. Stradivarius Ginger Baker, $34.99. $34.99. Also, Chic's Greatest Hits. Chic's Greatest Hits, $14.99. And Jerry Rafferty, Snakes and Ladders. Jerry Rafferty is $19.99. The yen price is $2,000. I'm going to guess that's sometime around the mid-70s when that record was made. Final Call on Tug of War for $45. Albert Collins, Don't Lose Your Cool. Albert Collins is $24.99. And George Benson, The Other Side of Abbey Road. George Benson's $19.99. Joe Maynard wants Chic. That is so to Joe Maynard. Maybe he's telling me how to pronounce it. I'll make sure before I pull it. And John Fogerty, Center Field, is $19.99. If you buy anything tonight, it will be on a whole new invoice. So if you bought stuff last week, Tanner's working on invoices as we speak. He's got an iPad next to his laptop, and he is sending out invoices as we speak from last week. If you buy anything tonight, you won't get invoiced for a whole nother week on it. Anything you buy tonight, you won't see an invoice for 7 days, a week from today. So that's how that works. This tonight officially starts a whole new system. Whole new system. John Fogerty is sold to Denise Harrison. And that I already pulled Jetstream's George Benson. I didn't. This is Jetstream on George Benson. Denise Harrison got John Fogerty. Joe may want the Chic. Chic's Greatest Hits is $14.99. $14.99. Let's go ahead and sell Paul McCartney to Tony Shore for $45. If anybody wants the Doors, it's a $105 buy it now. $105 buy it now on the Doors self-titled. First time ever offered at Colecco. A Doors Japanese pressing with Obi. $105 buy it now. $105 buy it now. That's laying right over there. Joe Maynard says he'll take Chic. We have a $95 offer on the Doors. I'll think about that. General Public, All the Rage. General Public is $19.99. And Genesis self-titled is $19.99. With the original inner sleeve, $19.99. Okay, so I was looking for $105 on the Doors. We have a $95 offer. I have a Neil Young Harvest for $39.99. Neil Young Harvest is $39.99. We're talking textured cover, gatefold, Old Man, Take a Look at My Life. It has the original textured inner sleeve, and it has the lyric insert. It also has Heart of Gold on it. Neil Young Harvest, very nice copy, textured cover. That is $39.99. Also got Genesis self-titled. 2 new Japanese pressings coming up. We have Herbie Hancock, Magic Windows, and the History of Eric Clapton. Couple cool Japanese pressings on this. 1980 on the doors. It's a 1980 pressing. We got a standing offer for $95. In the thousands and thousands of Japanese records we've sold, I've never had a Doors album with an obi. First time ever. It is a 1980. I think the 1967 press, if there is a Japanese pressing of this that came out in 67, I would bet a near mint and pristine copy with obi would be 500. It would have to be. A 67 press with obi, it would have to be. I don't even know if they made that in 67 in Japan. They may have, but that's got to be hard to find. A true 67 with obi. Herbie Hancock Magic Windows. This is a near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. Herbie Hancock Magic Windows. This is a $25 start. That is a Japanese pressing. It has a Japanese insert, and this has a really nice cover. No obi though. Japanese pressing of Herbie Hancock Magic Windows. $25. The History of Eric Clapton, a Japanese pressing. Also a 2LP compilation. Red Polydor label. Extremely nice vinyl. There's one LP. There's the other LP. There's the Japanese insert. And this is one of the best Eric Clapton compilations you can get. $55 start on this. Wow, this is pristine. It almost blinded me. The colors were so bright. $55 start on the History of Eric Clapton. That is now up for bid. That's got tracks from Blues Breakers, Derek and the Dominoes, Cream, Blind Faith, and some of his solo work. $55. Dan, everything right now, sticker price. Here's what I can do, though. That one's $39.99. Here's another one that's $34.99. Somehow we ended up with two tonight, and I think this one's just a different pressing. It's $5 cheaper. So if you want that one for $34, I got two different copies of Harvest, or maybe that one's just a little bit better on condition. It looks like the cover's just a little bit brighter than that one. So there's two different copies. I think they might be different pressings, or just maybe that one's just a tad bit nicer. So I can't do $29, but there's another one for $34 if you want it. Aretha Franklin is sealed, and this is a 1968 pressing, sealed. This is 68, $39.99. Sealed Aretha Franklin in Paris from 68, $39.99. Van Morrison, St. Dominic's Preview, $34.99. Let's see here. Discogs showing a stereo copy of the Doors obi being 67. Yeah, I bet that's rare. I don't know. I bet there's some that's obviously sold on Discogs, probably in Japan, probably in other countries. But I bet finding a 67 Doors of obi, very difficult. Neil Brashear wants Van Morrison. That's sold to Neil Brashear. We have John Waite, No Breaks, featuring his hit song, Missing You. Missing You's on there. John Waite, $19.99. And John Travolta, Can't Let You Go, $14.99. Let's go ahead and sell. Actually, we got two bids on Herbie Hancock. James Bragg, you was in first. Mark Lent, James Bragg was in first on Facebook. He is the high bidder on this for $25. And the History of Clapton, we're looking for a $55 start. Top copy compilation there, Japanese quality. All right, that is a $55 start on that. And John Lennon Rock and Roll, $26.99. John Lennon Rock and Roll, $26.99. Okay, if there's going to be no other offers on the Doors, I think I'm going to go ahead and let that roll to Brent. And Brent, that's a very fair offer. This is the only thing I've taken an offer on tonight. Let's go ahead and sell that to Brent for $95. Didn't even get that in a hot post. That would have raised some eyebrows. Brent probably got a good deal on that at $95. Unadvertised Doors of obi. Sold to Brent Robley for $95. ELO, Face the Music. Extremely nice copy with original inner sleeve. That is $19.99. And Buffalo Springfield is $34.99. Buffalo Springfield, again, $34.99. Some nice records still left in here. I'm going to read through the titles one more time. Mark Lent, let me know if you want in or out on that Herbie Hancock. He is in at 29. James Bragg, you're out. I'm going to read through these titles, and then we're going to go back to the beginning of the show, and I'm going to show some stuff that you probably have not seen tonight. But before I do that, we're going to do a recap, and then I do have another bin of new vinyl, and we're going to keep Japanese auctions going until everybody's had enough for tonight, and then we'll call it quits, and we'll be back tomorrow at 7, but we still got a lot of stuff to show you. First, new auctions. I'm going to do a recap. I've got new vinyl, and then we'll probably do at least a crate of Buy It Now Best Offer. And like I said, sorry I couldn't find those boots that I advertised. I'll put those back in the hot post, and I'll show them tomorrow night. And then tonight, I'm actually going to work on stuff from the Pittsburgh collection. So we'll have new autographs. We'll have new bootlegs, new imports, stuff of that nature coming up. Barry Seagrave says he'll take the ELO. That's sold to Barry Seagrave. And Dan Ray says he'll take the Better Harvest album. Sell this to Dan for $39.99. We'll have also Neil Brashear says he'll take the Albert Collins from this bin. Okay, when I run across it, oh, it's right here. It's also sell out to Neil Brashear. So ELO, Harvest, and Albert Collins. Mark Lent, you're outbid on Herbie Hancock. James Bragg has this for $31. Let's make the history of Eric Clapton a buy it now for $55. Let's see if anybody's on standby for this. Very, very cool compilation here, and it is pristine. Alam Dye says he'll take it for $55. That is sold to Alam Dye, $55. The history of Eric Clapton. I figured somebody would be waiting to jump on that. And we have only one auction has not sold tonight, and that is Roxy Music, the High Road. Looking for a $45 buy it now on that. Alam Dye said, never mind. Never mind. If anybody wants it, it's a $55 buy it now. Also, we have Roxy Music. I'm going to put those over there in the no bid so far tonight. Dave Plunkett asked to pass J.J. Kell number 8 to him. Dave Plunkett passed on J.J. Kell number 8. Give that to George Ellis. Mark Lentz out on Herbie Hancock. Let's go ahead and sell that to James Bragg for $31. And we'll have a, let's see here. Herbie Hancock, that's sold to, all of a sudden a lot going on. James Bragg got that for $31. Thomas Hujar wants the Roxy Music for $45. So James Bragg, Thomas Hujar. Wyatt wants the Orbison Mystery Girl. I will pull that for you, Wyatt, as soon as I get to it. It's going to be in one of these bins that I'm about to recap. First, this bin to recap, we have John Lennon Imagine. I'm just going to run through the titles. If you want prices or information, let me know. The Panic Brothers, the O'Kanes, Danny O'Keefe, A Flock of Seagulls, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, the Godfrey Daniel, Etta James, John Lennon Mind Games, Buffalo Springfield, Dire Straits, Laurie Anderson, Buffalo Springfield, Chic, Cosmos Factory, CCR, Ginger Baker, and Jerry Rafferty. Cynthia Herdren wants FS, Flock of Seagulls. Let me put up 2 new Japanese auctions. We've got them right in here. We have 38 Special Tour de Force, and we have Bryan Adams Reckless. These are very cool. We're both going to start these at 38 Special will be a $35 start. This is called Tour de Force. It's a near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. Very, very nice vinyl. There's the LP. There's the Japanese insert. There's the cover and obi. And that is a $35 start for 38 Special. 38's $35. And Bryan Adams Reckless. It even has a Japanese hype sticker that says Heaven. This is a very popular album of his. Summer of '69. $45 start. Yeah, 35 on 38 Special. $45 start on Bryan Adams. The vinyl is near mint minus and pristine. It has the Japanese insert with it. There's cover, obi, and Japanese hype sticker. $45 start on that. Gary Rafferty was the last thing I sold. There's another Albert Collins. That Albert Collins is Don't Lose Your Cool. Also General Public, Genesis. We have Neil Young Harvest, Aretha in Paris, John Waite, John Travolta, John Lennon, and Buffalo Springfield. The Etta James, I believe that was sealed. Let me find that. Etta James must be right back in here. Let's see. Yes, Etta James was sealed, $24.99. Sticking to my guns. We've sold 1 copy of Harvest. This other one is $34.99. $34.99. Looking for $35 and $45 start on those auctions. The only thing that didn't get a bid that's available tonight is the Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton. We also sold an entire bin of auctions. And I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second so I could take a drink of water before we continue. Okay. Oh, there is another record that did not get a bid. It's also $55. It's also $55. This is the Best of Spirit autographed by Randy California and Ed Cassidy. That did not get a bid for $55. So we've already sold 1. I've sold 2 this week for $78 actually. I've sold 2 this week. That one's $55. The Dire Straits was $34.99. Let's make sure I got Neil Brashear the right. The one that's left in here is Don't Lose Your Cool. We gave Neil the wrong Albert Collins. There was actually 2 in the bin. Swap this one out. Neil Brashear wanted this one. We gave him the wrong one. So, and then that's sold to Cynthia. Final call on these auctions before I make them buy it nows. I got to do some quick condensing right quick. So, what was the last bin? Was this the last bin I went through? Nope, this was, I think. Yep, there's that bin. Let me do some condensing right quick. There's this bin. There's this bin. There's an empty crate. We love empty crates. I think that was the first crate we went through there. Yep, there's the first crate. I think we can fit 5 crates that I've been through tonight, 4 crates I've been through tonight, and 1 crate. Yeah, it'd be a little tight. Let me just wait a second on that then. Let's start with this small one. I don't want to pack them too tight. This Neil was $29.99. Oh, no. How much was that one? How much was the one we tagged them for? Live in Japan was $29.99. I'm going to put that right over here. $24.99, Neil. The one you got was $24.99. Okay. Harvest was $34.99. Evan and Dire Straits was $34.99. Oh, he said he'll take both. He'll take both. This one's $29.99, live in Japan. Surprise, those are still there. Those have been getting gone very quickly. All right, these are buy it nows. 38 special is a $35 buy it now. He's going to pass on that one. $35 buy it now on 38 special. If anybody wants it, $35 buy it now. This is 38 special Tour de Force. If anybody wants that, $35 buy it now. And Barry Seagrave says he'll take it. And Brian Adams is a $45 buy it now. $45 buy it now on Brian Adams. Brian Adams. So this is still available if anybody wants it. 35 on 38. And Ryan Adams is the other guy. Brian Adams. Sorry, I should know that. $45 buy it now on Reckless, Obi, and Hop Sticker. All right. This is confusing. We got a lot of 38s for 35s. We got Brian's and Ryan's. We got lots of Albert Collins records from this collection. And this is officially going to be buy it now best offer. So this is stuff from the very, very first bin tonight. This is stuff from the very, very first bin tonight. It's all going to be buy it now best offer, okay? If you stayed late with us, it's only 10 o'clock. But if you stayed late with us, everybody's had Monday blues. They're probably already snoozing. A lot of people are. But if you're still with us right now, this is going to be buy it now best offer. So if you missed out something earlier tonight, except for the last crate, everything now is going to be buy it now best offer. We got a little small crate here. Then I have everything left from earlier. We have Willie Nelson and Ray Price, EX condition, $12.99. I also have the Rolling Stones Hot Rocks. That's a VG copy for $19.99. Don't make me read the track listing. You got to have it if you don't. I Love ABBA. That was $26.99. I Love ABBA, shrink wrap and hype sticker. Roslington Collins Band. This is the way. 1981 pressing, $24.99 on Roslington Collins Band. Van Halen, Diver Down, EX condition. EX condition, Van Halen, and that is $42.99. $42.99. If you want the Rolling Stones, I will sell it to you for $18. $18 on the Rolling Stones Barry or Jetstream. Let's put up 2 new Japanese auctions. Of course, the first Monday night football game of the year is going to go into overtime. Who would have thought it? 16-16. All right, here's our next Japanese auction. One of my favorites. I own a copy of this. I may even have 2 of them. I listen to it so much. And I'm just, when I have a record I really, really like, I'm like, okay, I need like 30 copies of it because I may live to be 1,000 years old and I'm going to listen to it a lot. Wings Greatest Hits. Wings Greatest Hits. $45 start. $45 start. Pristine copy. There's the original inner sleeve. There's the insert. There's the original inner sleeve. Boy, this is nice. Wings Greatest Hits. $45 start. Beautiful cover. This is a top copy. I will read the track list on this. Another Day, Silly Love Songs, Live and Let Die, Junior's Farm with a Little Luck, Band on the Run, Uncle Albert, Admiral Hosley, Hi, 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 Let 'Em In, My Love, Jet, and Bull of Kintyre. This is a $45 start on Wings Greatest Hits, Paul McCartney. Also, Jetstream said, Barry Seagrave said okay, so he gets the Rolling Stones for $18. That's sold for $18. Let me lay that there. Yep. And the next auction is Human League Dare. Human League Dare is a $35 start. Human League Dare, $35 start. Near mint minus and pristine vinyl. There's the LP. There's the Japanese insert. There's the other Japanese insert. Beautiful cover of Obi. 45 on Wings, 35 on Human League. Those are now for bid. So these are buy it now best offer. We have Led Zeppelin Presents, VG Plus $29.99. Led Zeppelin Presents, VG Plus $29.99. And Luther Vandross is in shrink wrap of hype sticker from 1991, VG Plus condition $29.99. New edition is VG Plus $9.99. All for Love, new edition. We also have Marvin Gaye, I Want You, VG Plus $39.99, 76 Monarch Press. Joe Maynard's at 38 on Human League. 38, I see HL, I think Huey Lewis. Darren Davis says he will take the Bryan Adams Japanese pressing. Sell this to Darren Davis, Tanner, for $45. Human League's at 40. And we have Joni Mitchell Blue, EX condition. That's OG Blue, $49.99. EX on the vinyl, about a VG cover, which they normally are. So that was what was left of the very first bin we went through. At one time, about 3 hours ago, this thing was full. Here's all that's left. Joni Mitchell, Marvin Gaye, New Edition, Luther Vandross, Led Zeppelin, Van Halen, Rosalynn Collins, ABBA, Willie, and Ray. I'm going to set those right over here to the side. If anybody decides they want anything, let me know. Now, the next 3 bins are all condensed down into this one. Once again, I'm doing a recap. Buy it now, best offer. Most of these are going to be pretty close to sticker price, but we will be somewhat negotiable. We literally just traveled the country and bought all these, and we've priced them, so not ready to like slash prices yet. We literally just put them out. They hadn't been put out in the store. They hadn't been shown anywhere else except to maybe the few hundred people that were watching tonight. So, first time showing any of these. Marvin Gaye, I Want You, was VG Plus condition, also about a VG Plus cover, $39.99. Tony Shores, the high bid on Human League at $46. I can't believe it, but I'm going to make Wings a buy it now for $45. Wings Greatest Hits is a $45 buy it now. That is a $45 buy it now. Wings Greatest Hits. That is a buy it now if anybody wants it. You should be all over that. Chad recommends it. Jack Hewitt says he'll take it for $45. Great decision there, Jack. So before I get going into this bin, just a reminder about the only 2 auctions that have not sold tonight. First is the Very Best of Spirit. Did somebody bid on the Leon Russell? I don't remember somebody. I guess we sold the Leon Russell, or I did something with it. I guess we did sell that. Yeah, we did. Okay, so Randy California, Ed Cassie autograph, and then the History of Eric Clapton. Just a reminder before I put up anything. That's the only other 2 things I have not sold. Then earlier tonight, somebody requested the single soundtrack. I'm going to go put this back in the bin right quick. This is a $44.99 buy now. That's the classic single soundtrack. I have sold a few of those over the years. Actually, a lot. Okay, and we got still bidding on one Japanese record. Let's do another one. We got Mick Jagger, She's the Boss. Mick Jagger solo album. And we also have a Paul Simon's Greatest Hits. So first, let me do Mick Jagger, She's the Boss. This is a $35 start. The vinyl is near mint minus and pristine. There's the LP. There's the Japanese insert. And there's the other insert. $35 start on Mick Jagger, She's the Boss. $35 start on that. Okay, this is basically what's left of 3 or 4 bins technically. First is the Rolling Stones Goat Head Soup. No condition notes, I think, on the rest of these. Has the original inner sleeve. The vinyl's near mint minus. It does have a barcode, which makes that an 80s press. That's $34.99. The Rolling Stones. We also have the Roots. The Roots Adrenaline is $9.99 for the Roots. U2 Wide Awake in America. That's in shrink wrap with the hype sticker. Very nice vinyl. $34.99 for U2 Wide Awake in America. Boston Don't Look Back. $32.99. Gatefold. That is the second label for that album. The vinyl has no condition notes on it. Doesn't look bad whatsoever. Tony Shore gets the Human League for $46. If you want to bid on Mick Jagger, it's a $35 buy it now. Going once, going twice. Now we have Paul Simon's Greatest Hits. Paul Simon's Greatest Hits is a $35 start. I don't recall having too many of these. The vinyl is, yes, near mint minus and pristine. Japanese vinyl. Has the original inner sleeve. This is going to sound really good. Paul Simon on Japanese vinyl. Gatefold. Looks like it has a lyrics insert with it. And, of course, great tracks. Slip Sliding Away, Stranded in a Limousine, Still Crazy After All These Years, Have a Good Time. Duncan, Me and Julio, Down by the Schoolyard, Something So Right. Kodachrome, I Do It For Your Love, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, American Tune, Mother and Child Reunion, Loves Me Like a Rock, and Take Me to the Mardi Gras. That is a $35 start on that. We have Mick and we have Paul. Roots info. Roots is $9.99. It is a 12-inch single from their new album Things Fall Apart, which came out in 1999. And this has Adrenaline. That's the 12-inch single, $9.99. Chris Frazier and Tony Shore have both been on Paul Simon. We have Maxine Feldman, Closet Sale, $26.99 for Maxine Feldman. Pat Metheny Group, Off Ramp. Pat Metheny Group is $19.99. And the Eagles, Shrink Wrap. Yes, these are buy it now, best offer. Buy it now, best offer. And I said these are somewhat negotiable, like maybe 10% off or something. First night showing these, and we literally just got them back from these collections. We have Brian Spence Brothers, $9.99. Brian Spence Brothers, $9.99. Looks like that's a full album. Brent, I will take $31 for you two. I don't know if I use that price too often. Lone Justice, $19.99 for Lone Justice. Full album. Original inner sleeve. Very nice. $19.99. Lone Justice, $19.99. Also, Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard. Does have a little bit of writing on it. $34.99. When I'm accepting offers, I take into a couple considerations. How long we've had it. We've had these one night. Number two, what condition is it in? If it's a near mint record, I think it holds a higher premium, especially if it's shrink wrapped or hop sticker or just dead mint. If it's check condition, I'm usually more flexible, or if there's some kind of flaw with it, even if it's not like check condition vinyl, if there's some kind of flaw with it, you know, I kind of keep all those mentally in my head when I'm considering an offer. So if they're really nice and it's the first night I'm showing them, I'm probably going to be a little bit more, you know, but if these are here like in November in a flip bin, it may be even cheaper, but right now that's kind of what I consider. I consider the title, etc., etc. The Eagles was $34.99. So Brent, 31 on YouTube. Shrink wrap and hop sticker. Also, Tony Shore's at 40 on Paul Simon. Chris, you was at 38. Kara, the Eagles was $34.99. We will sell Jetstream Lone Justice for $15. We will sell that to him for $15. Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska, $19.99. Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska is $19.99. Also, The Art of Noise, Invisible Silence, The Art of Noise, $19.99. Chris Frazier's at 42 on Paul Simon. That's going once, going twice. Industry, that is not $17.99 for Industry, $17.99. Irv, yes, Irv Gotti presents the remixes from 2002, $19.99. Also, Luciano, Sweep Over My Soul. Luciano is $19.99. Hugo Largo drum, Hugo Largo, $14.99. Is the Bryan Adams Japanese still available? It has already sold. Was that I guess Aaron Rodgers was hurt though, wasn't he? So Paul Simon's at 42. Kara said 15 for BS, which was Bruce Springsteen. Let's go ahead and sell that to Kara for $15. And Mick Jagger's a $35 buy it now if anybody wants it. Mick Jagger is a $35 buy it now if anybody wants it. She's the boss. $35 buy it now on Mick Jagger. She's the boss. If anybody wants it, just let me know. Mick Jagger, $35 buy it now. She's the boss. All right, so that goes over there with Spirit and the Eric Clapton. Kara got Bruce Springsteen for $15. Paul Simon is at 42 with Chris Frazier. We have Kylie is $14.99. Did I get Joni Mitchell OG? Chandler, if you claimed Joni Mitchell earlier, I don't remember seeing that. Chandler, I had a Joni Mitchell, but I don't recall you claiming that. Did I get Joni Mitchell OG? I still have it over here in the bin. It's EX condition, VG cover, $49.99. If you do want it, just let me know. But yes, I still have that over here. Who's bidding on Paul Simon? Chris Frazier and Tony Shore. They're still bidding. Tony just bid $45. Larry Kanzler, Pacific Dreams, that's $14.99. Tony Shore or Chip Hall's also bidding. The Eagles, the long run, $24.99 on the Eagles, the long run. There's two Eagles in here. Their self-titled first album and the long run. The Systematics, Clockwork Society, $19.99. Risky Business soundtrack, 1985 UK, $49.99. Risky Business, $49.99. Let's do a next auction. How about something we don't get too often, which is Mr. Jim Croce. This is Jim Croce's best. It's actually a 2 LP Japanese compilation. Wow. The vinyl is near mint and pristine, and it has the Obi. The vinyl, LP number 1, very, very nice. LP number 2, very, very nice. Yes, near mint, minus, and pristine. This is Jim Croce, something we don't see a lot on Japanese vinyl. And also, we have the Obi with it. Looks like there's a little bit of, no, that's not actually tears. That looks like a little bit of a crease right here. Let's take a look at it. It is torn down here at the bottom. I knew it had a tear somewhere. The Obi's torn down here at the bottom. But I think if we've had, it has some heavy discoloration. Just on the Obi, though, that's weird. Just on the Obi. The cover is actually really nice and the vinyl's pristine. But I think if we had Jim Croce before, well, that's a lot of tracks, too. 2 LPs. Looks like there's 24 tracks. I'm thinking a $45 start. Jim Croce, 2 LP, and that is a Japanese compilation. $45 start for Jim Croce. Paul Simon, by the way, is at 50. Tony Shore, Chris Frazier, and Chip Hall all still bidding on Paul Simon's greatest hits. Here's another one of the greatest songwriters and singers of all time, Jim Croce, $45 start on that. Back to the bin, we have Live, Alone in America, Shrink Wrap and Hop Sticker with Graham Parker, $24.99. Also, Painted Faces, Anxious Color, $36.99 for Painted Faces. Roy Orbison, Wyatt Akins said he would take this. That's sold to Wyatt Akins, the Roy Orbison. That's sold to Wyatt Akins. Ray Charles, A Message from the People. Ray Charles is $19.99. Ray Charles Greatest Hits Volume 1, $19.99. We 5, You Were on My Mind. We 5 is $9.99. Fancy Wild Thing, $16.99. Fancy Wild Thing and Any Love, Luther Vandross, $19.99. Luther Vandross. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, you're going to get it. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I put this up for auction, actually. No bid. Now it's $34.99. We have 2 outs on Paul Simon. Tony Shore's the high bidder at 51, going once, going twice. Jerry Jeff Walker, white label promo, $24.99. We have The Time, Pandemonium. The Time is in shrink wrap, $26.99. Greg Kihn Band, $16.99. Greg Kihn Band and Pink Floyd Umaguma, $39.99. Pink Floyd Umaguma, $39.99. Tony Shore looks like the winning bidder on Paul Simon. That is a final call. And final call if you want to get a bid in on Jim Croce before I make him a buy it now for $45. Ray Charles, Friendship, that is $19.99. Also, Cool and the Gang, Emergency, $14.99. Also, Steve Martin, A Wild and Crazy Guide. Wild and Crazy Guide also has the photo insert. Johnny, even make a note of that. I bet we would have sold that earlier. I bet it will sell now. Steve Martin has the photo insert and the original inner sleeve, $19.99. Steve Miller Band, Book of Dreams, also $19.99. Has hit songs such as Jet Airliner and Swingtown and Jungle Love. That's $19.99. All right, Paul Simon is sold to Tony Shore for $51. Jim Croce's a $45 buy it now for whoever wants it. Jim Croce is a $45 buy it now. I bet somebody's on standby for that. Wow, Chris just tried to bid on Paul Simon. It's already sold. By the way, I've got to start enforcing the if you're out rule, because there's been sometimes last week where people said out and then I'm like doing a final call, then they bid again, and the other person gets off thinking they've won it, and then they end up losing it. So I've got to start enforcing. I'm going to slowly work it in, but basically if you say you're out, you have to be out, and I'm going to slowly start working that in as an official rule starting this week. So also bid retractions, and make sure an auction is make sure you really are out and make sure you're really wanting to bid. So Jim Croce said, Chip Hall said he'd get 40. I'll put that here in pending. I'll make sure nobody wants it for 45, and I'll think about it. Denise Harrison gets Steve Miller Band. Kara was second at 15, but we're going to sell that to Denise's sticker. We have Ray Charles, 7 Spanish Angels. I have $19.99. Pink Floyd. Here's what I have in stock with Pink Floyd. I have them all sorted. I have them in one place. We have Piper at the Gates of Dawn, stereo and mono. We have Saucer Full of Secrets, mono. Obscured by Clouds, stereo. The Moore soundtrack, stereo. Adam Heartmother. These are all new and sealed remasters. Adam Heartmother, metal, of course. Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, and The Wall. They're classic albums. We also have The Final Cut, The Endless River, Division Bell, Momentary Lapse of Reason, Delicate Sound of Thunder, Dark Side of the Moon live at Wembley, and David Gilmour on an Island. We even have a David Gilmour solo album. I actually have a Roger Waters solo album too. I have the Analog Productions. It actually is underneath this bin. I meant to get these out. Yeah, we have the Analog Productions Amused to Death, which is one of the best sounding records ever made. That's not a joke. This is one of the best sounding records ever made. Roger Waters Amused to Death. That is a 45 RPM 2LP, $69.99. Dark Side of the Moon is $38.99. $38.99. Go ahead and sell Jim Croce to Chip Hall. Nobody else was interested. That's sold to Chip Hall for $40. We also have Leonard Skinner's Second Helping. That is the original black MCA label, $34.99. Yeah, Dark Side of the Moon is $38.99. Of course, it's a gatefold remaster, beautiful looking copy, $38.99. Dark Side of the Moon. Time is one of the greatest songs I've ever written, in my opinion. Time, very good. ABBA, the singles, the first 10 years, $29.99. Urban Cowboy soundtrack still available for $19.99. Moontan, Golden Earring. Moontan is $34.99. And Dion sings his greatest hits, $14.99. Sell Shakedown, ABBA for $25. That's sold to Shakedown. Eagles on the Border is $34.99. And Roy Orbison, For the Lonely, a Roy Orbison anthology, 56 to 65, $34.99. Shakedown gets ABBA for $25. I think we have time for two more very quick Japanese auctions. This may be one of the last crates we go through tonight. I have another copy of Paul McCartney Tug of War if you missed out on the last one, and I have John Denver's Greatest Hits. So we sold the last Paul McCartney Tug of War for $45. Here's another one, Paul McCartney Tug of War. Once again, the vinyl is near mint minus and pristine. There's the LP. There's the booklet, just like the other one, almost identical. Japanese pressing of Paul McCartney, $45 start. Also, we have John Denver's Greatest Hits. John Denver's Greatest Hits. This is a great compilation. Take Me Home Country Roads. $35 start on this. Has the near mint minus and pristine Japanese vinyl that we associate with that. There's the Japanese insert. Yeah, Take Me Home Country Roads. Follow Me. Starwood and Aspen. Rhymes and Leavings. Leaving on a Jet Plane. Sunshine on My Shoulders. Poems, Prayers, and Promises. And of course, Rocky Mountain High. Those are $45 and $35 starts. Pink Floyd The Wall is $49.99. Gil Scott-Heron, Revolution Will Not Be Televised, $19.99. ABBA's Greatest Hits, Volume 1, $19.99. X-Clan is $49.99 from 1990 in shrink wrap of Hype sticker. Dire Straits, Sultans of Swing, $34.99. My Death, Mort Schumann, $24.99. We also have the Godfather soundtrack is still available for $29.99. The Monkees' Greatest Hits, the original 69 press on the original Colgham's label, $49.99. And an original press of Abbey Road, U.S. pressing, 1969, $64.99. $64.99. Sherry Darnell wants ABBA's Greatest Hits Volume 1. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. Looking for $45 and $35 starts. I'm putting Dark Side of the Moon back in the bin. And if anybody wants to see The Wall, let me know. I've only got 2 copies on hand. I've got 3 copies of Division Bell left. And the other night we sold a bunch of copies of Delicate Sound of Thunder, which is an incredible live album. Delicate Sound of Thunder is also $49.99 if anybody wants that. We take Dire Straits Brothers in Arms from the previous crate. That wasn't in check condition. I'm assuming you mean this bin right here. And Chad Van Horn, I will sell this to you for $29.99. Sell this to Chad Van Horn for $29.99. Also, The Wall is $49.99. Let's sell Jane Fink Urban Cowboy for $16. Where was Urban Cowboy at? That was right in here, maybe. Urban Cowboy. I feel like I recall seeing that recently. Right here, sell this to Jane Fink for $16. The Wall is $49.99. Ray Campy, $14.99. Ray Campy, $14.99. Jerry Rafferty, surprisingly still available, $19.99. Jerry Rafferty, that is, City to City. Baker Street's on there, and right down the line, $19.99 on that. Color Me Bad, I Adore Me More, $12.99. And the Rolling Stones Some Girls, $34.99. Let me make these buy it nows. Paul McCartney is a $45 buy it now. Paul McCartney is a $45 buy it now, if anybody's interested in that. you can go ahead and claim it. And same thing for John Denver, $35 buy it now for John Denver. Those are both BIN, so you can go ahead and buy them for the opening bid. 45 and 35, both are first come, first serve. There's the record I just showed. We also have Lefty Diaz. Somebody Stole My Christmas. That's $19.99. The Eggplant That Ate Chicago, Dr. West Medicine Show and Junk Band, $24.99. Bobby Durham, Where I Grew Up, Bobby Durham's $14.99. We also have ABBA's Greatest Hits Volume 2, $19.99. Eric Clapton featuring Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker, that's $34.99. The Very Best of Roy Orbison, $16.99. August by Eric Clapton's $34.99. Eagles, One of These Nights. I could do a big Eagles bundle. I think there's 4 Eagles albums in here. And the Flashpoint soundtrack by Tangerine Dream, $19.99. And here's once again John Denver for a $35 buy now. Boy, y'all have got really quiet this last half hour of the show. I was going to try to make it to 11. I don't know if we're going to make it to 10:30, which is in 1 minute. I know we'll make it to 10:30. I think everybody's got Monday sleepiness on their mind. I tell you what, I didn't get to go to bed till about 12 or 1 is when I probably officially fell asleep. And when I had an alarm set for 6, and when that went off, which means I'd been asleep for about 5 hours, I was like, man. But I made it, even though we were 30 minutes late. I was here pretty much at a little after 7, but then we had to go through everything and get all of our auctions ready. So, had to get all of our auctions ready. John Porter says it's Invoice Monday. Everybody's like, I just got my invoice. I got to pay that before I can buy more. Any hits on the Tom Petty? Every Tom Petty album's great, of course. But this one has You're Gonna Get It, I Need to Know, Listen to Her Heart. There's 3 of the songs that usually appear on his greatest hits, but I usually like the deep cuts on Tom Petty albums for sure. I'm going to show this sealed copy of The Wall one more time, or I'm going to show it officially and make sure nobody wants it before we sign off. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night so we can get started working on tomorrow night's sale. I've got to find those bootlegs, and I got to get even more stuff priced. We got to have a big show tomorrow night. I'm going to have autographs, bootlegs. I'm going to start doing some stuff. I may even slip in like 5 metal albums just to tease you for upcoming sales. You never know with me. And if I do, I'll definitely promote them. But there's a remastered The Wall. Wow. It's like you might as well call that a storybook record. It's like you're listening to a story. It's the most incredible thing ever when I listened to that for the first time through. I'll never forget it. I was like, wow. Tom Petty, so the Todd Tipton gets that for $30. Neil Brashear said he'd give $20 for the Eggplant, Dr. West. Let's sell that to Neil Brashear for $20. Yeah, Steve Martin was beautiful. It had the inner sleeve, and it also had the photo insert, John Smetzer, $19.99. It has the photo insert, it has the inner sleeve, and it has the photo insert. Steve Martin, that is near mint, $14.99. $14.99 on that. John Smetzer said he'll take it at sticker. So last 2 were $30 to Todd, Neil $20, and John Smetzer at sticker. I'm really trying to sell somebody a Wall right now. I don't really need to because it's my last 2 copies, and I think they're out of stock. And I'm trying to get over Pink Floyd. I'm about to run an ad on Instagram saying I'm going to show all these bins and be like, we have these artists' discography in stock. Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Metallica, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden. If you're looking for these artists, we have them in stock for people who want to come shop locally with us. So I did all that so I'd have it organized for pictures. Monkeys and Jerry Jeff. Sure. I'll do the Monkeys for $40. I'll give you a nice discount on that if you're going to go ahead and buy Jerry Jeff too. And that means I'll make Jerry Jeff $20. So that'd be $60 for both of them, and that would be $15 off. $60 for both of them, $15 off. Zach, I'll lay that in pending. The Wall is $49.99. That's a 2 LP New Seal remaster. Zach said sold, so $60 for those. Zach Kroll and Led Zeppelin Presents. Fletcher from Depeche Mode just passed away. Wow. Aren't they on tour? Or is that, yeah, they're on tour, aren't they? Or is that Duran Duran? I think they're on tour too. Led Zeppelin Presents. Kara, I can't do that. That would be half off for a Led Zeppelin album. My best price on this for you, though, tonight would be $25. It is VG Plus condition, but it also is Led Zeppelin Presents. Hey, and look, I was able to condense that other crate in here, so That's all that's left from tonight, I think. I think that's, well, no, we have the last crate. So John had 5 or 6 crates of new vintage, and I've got it all in 1 1/3. So we've sold a lot of records tonight. 1 1/3 crate. All right. But Kara, 25 on Led Zeppelin if you decide you want that. She said she'd take it at 25. Fantastic. You're going to like that. This is I'm not going to call it an odd Led Zeppelin album, but there's a couple songs on here most people probably don't know, and I like it. I like Presence, especially Achilles' Last Stand. The Wall is on black vinyl. Pink Floyd has never issued their stuff on colored vinyl. Pink Floyd is only available on black vinyl. They have never reissued their catalog on colored vinyl officially. I hope they do one day. That'd be really cool, but Pink Floyd albums are only available on black vinyl, $49.99. Not even Walmart has exclusives to do. When I saw Walmart were doing exclusive Led Zeppelin albums, I was like, oh no, that's gonna. But they weren't a colored vinyl. They had like inserts or something with them. We don't really sell covers. No, do we have covers? OG Division. That is true. Now, Division Bell was on blue vinyl originally, yes. That'd be cool if they reissued that for some kind of anniversary, because that's one of my favorites, the Division Bell album. Wow, what a great album. No Roger Waters, but great album. Any last request? We'll have new vinyl tomorrow. I got a whole crate behind the counter, and we'll expect even more tomorrow. So, May 26th. Wow, so that person's already been passed away. Cynthia, that news may be a little old. I don't know Depeche Mode that well to actually know the band member, so. I know every time I've listened to one of their albums, I've never listened to their entire discography, but I know every time I've put on one of their albums, I've enjoyed it. I've found music and songs that I didn't know that I've really enjoyed, so. All right, I think we're going to sign off for the night. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm going to be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central Time. We're going to have all new auctions and new arrivals, and we've had a great show. We've been live for about 3 hours and 20 minutes approximately, and we'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to have an awesome show lined up for you. All new stuff starting tomorrow. All new stuff starting tomorrow, 7 o'clock, especially for auctions. Also, quick teaser, be on the lookout for a Kiss giveaway. It's coming soon. I'm going to be giving away a Kiss box set coming soon. Quick little last note. There's going to be a big giveaway, like a $300 box set. So look forward. Be on the lookout for details on that. See y'all tomorrow. We'll be here. I hope you come back. You better. 7 o'clock.